Buddy, I am Rebel Dog. This here is the Doghouse Live. We are streaming live now on the first time for Twitch, the new Twitch channel. We also streaming on Trovo, and we are streaming on Glimish. And basically what this will do is, I don't know. Like I said, I still get nervous every time. Anyways, what we do at the Doghouse Live is we're starting to do some things. We're going to highlight creators, artists, independent artists, and basically... And there's a lot more things I've got on my mind. You know, the ADHD thing, kind of like I get overwhelmed. Sometimes I got to sit there and slap myself on the hand and say, you need to quit doing that. So, but anyways, what the Doghouse Live is like I said, basically it's a talk show. We talk with creators, developers, artists. I know I have a few of them that have not confirmed yet that are wanting to come on. I think they're just trying to find a time to do it.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of independent music artists I'm kind of excited about. I'm really excited about the one after tonight's interview. This is a double header interview, probably the one and only time I do a double header interview. But because I was wanting to see if I could do it, and it's been not really stressful, but it's just kind of because I love a challenge, so everything that challenges me makes me do things more. But anyways,
well, it's two different people as well, though, one after the other.
Yeah,
I'm trying to balance that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm glad that, you know, everybody that I've had on so far, I've already known, you know, for a while. So it made it a little bit easier to talk to people that I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, this lovely lady, I believe, is to my right, to my left. I don't know. She's over here somewhere. She's right there.
I'm beside him.
Yeah. The one beside me. Anyways, this is the lovely.
Should have worn an "I'm with Stupid" T-shirt. That'd have been so funny.
No, my luck, the cameras would have switched and it'd been the opposite direction. But this lovely lady sitting beside me is Weepea. She is a Twitch streamer. She has Instagram, YouTube. Or no, you don't do YouTube, do you?
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
It's not live at the moment.
So we got Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. I don't know, those are the ones that I watch her on the most. Like she said, she's got YouTube. Anyways, I met Weepea. I think I met you through TikTok.
It was through TikTok, and I think is it going on about a year?
Yeah,
but 9 or 10 months ago now. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. So we're on two different time zones, so we don't get to do this very often. So the reason why we're on two different time zones is because she's in Scotland, and I finally got it because I always used to sit there and call her Ireland.
Yeah, everyone does.
And I'm like, everybody in my chat, when she'd come through my chat, everybody would like sit there and like, she's not Irish, she's Scottish. She would never correct me, but everybody else would correct me.
No.
But
I just let them go with it. And someone came in the other day and asked where in Germany I was from. I'm like,
Germany?
Is my accent that thick?
I don't know. I wouldn't say German, but
no, I wouldn't. There's nothing. I mean, Ireland, I understand, right?
Yeah.
Ireland, I get. South African, even someone said. And I thought,
really?
No, they've got an odd accent, but I thought not really Scottish. But I was like, German. I don't sound German in this. Like,
wow. I would have never even thought German or South Africa.
No, German. German's a main one. I've had German at least once, and someone said, "Oh, we're like, oh, I'm from South Africa as well." I'm like, okay. I'm like trying to work out the relevance, and then later on they were like, "So where in South Africa are you from?" I'm like,
way north.
I'm from Glasgow in South Africa.
But yeah, we've known each other, you know, through chat and through Twitter, and I finally got her convinced to start doing Twitter more. I
know. Loads of people were badgering on at me, and you were one of them. And I literally had TikTok and Instagram, and I was in socials years ago, personally, not for Twitch or anything. And people are like, you need to get a YouTube, you need to get in Twitter. And I was like, ugh, I don't tweet. I'm like, no, I'm just going to sit in my cave and game, leave me alone. And I eventually bit the bullet and got on Twitter, and everyone's been badgering on at me to get a YouTube. And I'm like an old lady. I'm like, I don't YouTube. I'm not YouTubey. And it was actually my 11-year-old nephew. He's like, yeah, I'll hook you up. I'm like, what? You're 11. I was like, when did you become like a YouTube person? You were like collecting Pokemon cards like 2 weeks ago, and this is actually quite funny in reference to that. As you can see, I'm quite a dork, and
Hey.
he was like that. I don't collect Pokemon cards. That's lame. As I like just push my Pokemon collection to one side. I'm like, yeah, totally. It's a geeky thing to do. Who collects Pokemon cards? Not me. But yeah, my nephew said about it, and one of my moderators, Lordy, who I call him the mod god. He can barely understand me half time. He is German, funnily enough. But he is incredibly clever and very quick. And a lot of my funny TikTok clips of me making an absolute ass of things is Lordy's behind it. He's straight on the ball, clips it. And he's like, I'll set you up a YouTube. And I said on the agreement, I was like, you can set me up a YouTube, but you need to run it. And he's like, all right, bet. Yeah. So it's in the works, but
nice.
Slowly but surely. I'm bad for not clipping content. I clip it and don't do anything with it.
No, and I the thing is though, it's like if you can have somebody like that to help you, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been really, really fortunate with on Twitch is people who help, right? And you can definitely get into the wrong communities, and that was a big thing for me when I started doing this was because I started to do it about 4 years ago now. I started big hang up about the accent. Most streamers were American or English, and because a lot of TV programs are either American or English people, Scottish was still a bit and I thought, do I really want to do this? And I think I was overhyping it in my head. Anyway, I went live, did it a couple of times, and someone came on and said, your accent's effing disgusting. I was like,
what?
Done. Yeah. Someone just targeted me for my accent and the thing I was insecure about. And now thinking about it, I'm thinking it may have been someone I knew who knew I was going live, because I thought that's quite poignant. Chances of me being insecure about my accent, someone points it out.
No, yeah.
So, but I threw the towel in. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. And I've got a little older, little grumpier, little more stubborn. And lockdown hit, I was working from home, and I thought, if I'm not working or spending time with my son, I'm gaming. I love gaming. I'll never not game. If I'm not in my Xbox, I'm in my PC. If I'm not in the PC, I've got my Switch. Yeah. I've always got a games console at the end of my fingers. And I did it, and kind of did TikTok as well. I remember when TikTok first came out, I'm like, what a bunch of losers. 4,000 plus followers on TikTok now.
Yeah.
And I need to thank TikTok for a lot of it. That's the platform that really, really got me out there the most.
That's what I said. That's where I found you off of.
Yeah. And I've met yourself included, but I have met people who, I've known people for 20 plus years who I talk to, but not much. And I've met people in the last year from TikTok who are people I will cherish. Some of my best friends are as a result of Twitch and TikTok, and I'll always be grateful for that. And it's the more I've got, you get a little braver. You're like, all right, I'm going to do this, and okay, yeah. And it's like people will say, "Can I do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure." When I first started, "Can I get a game with you?" I'm like, "Okay, add me." Like, whereas like now, and when you get more people in, I hate to say no, right? I'm not a nasty person. If it calls for it, I can get a sting in my tail, but generally I'm a nice person. And now it's like it's when I got to the stage I was having to put on my Twitch, I have selected days where I play with followers, and I thought it's a big deal that I'm having to actually say to people, because I was getting so many people asking, can I play, can I join, can I be a moderator? And I'm like, do you have any idea what a moderator entails? You don't want to be one of my moderators. The way I cuss, the amount of times my mods are like, stop P, stop before you go too far now. So I was like, no, it's like a moderator for me is like babysitting my ass. But yeah, I think the more you get, the more confidence you get, definitely. The community for me was key. And I know there's a lot of, on any platform, but Twitch especially, there's a lot of toxicity out there. And there's a lot of people who do things very differently. I'm not going to say what's right and wrong, because what's right for someone else might not be for me. But there's people that do like the follow for follow thing.
No.
Does it work?
And I had to admit, I fell into that when I first started.
Oh yeah, well, I did too. When you first start,
because it's like
flashy streamer. Follow me, I'll follow you back. You're like, okay.
Yeah, you look at all
And
these ones that
no.
yeah, because you first come in, and it's just like, this dude's got like 3,000 followers, and they're sitting there messaging
Mhm.
you, not realizing it's a bot,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
sitting there saying, follow me, I'll follow you back, and it's like, okay, well,
Mhm.
cool. The first thing you think is you're gonna get those 3,000 followers.
Yeah. It's like the street cred thing. It's like, I know this guy. We're friends because
Yeah,
we've spoke. And it's like that thing. That's the way you go about it. And at the end of each of my streams, I always I think there's been once or twice I haven't, but I will always read out, and it's either to someone I'm close with, or sometimes I'll say to the mods, listen, go into the category I'm in right now and just find someone. Go in, chat for a few minutes, make sure they're responding and chatting and things. And if you get a good vibe, let's go and spread the love. It's the nice thing to do. But I do say to my community, like, we're going to go in and show them some love. If you like what you see, drop them a follow. It's a nice thing to do.
yeah,
But I don't say, go in here, let's follow this guy. No, don't follow them, because if you're eventually going to drop off as a follower, because you're not going to like this person going live.
yeah,
You're not going to enjoy their content. So I think it's nice to follow people, but I only genuinely follow people on TikTok as well. If I get a follow and they've got nothing, I'm not going to follow you back in TikTok, because you're limited to how many follows you can do in TikTok as well, which I found out. And I don't want to waste a follow on someone who doesn't produce something,
yeah.
right? And I actually said this in my stream once, and someone went, "Oh, so you're just following for your own benefit?" I'm like, no, don't get me crossed. I'm not following to, oh, you've got something that will work for me. If they don't have content, why should I follow that person? You've got
Yeah,
nothing for me to follow you about. And it's kind of like that in Twitch. If I get a good vibe or I like what I see, I'll follow them for
yeah.
sure. But following for following, and these people who follow and unfollow, and I've had some pretty big streamers who have followed me, then immediately unfollowed me. It's like,
What?
dude, yeah, anyone with half a clue out there, it's like, I've got Wisebot. I see your unfollows.
No,
I see what you're doing. Do you know that way? And it's like, it's when I first went into raids, when I first started doing this, loads of my community were following these people, but then getting unfollowed, and I'm like, you're following this person, and they're unfollowing you straight
yeah,
away. So it doesn't work. You learn. One thing I can
yeah,
say about Twitch is you learn, and there's yourself as well. You will learn as time goes on.
yeah. Yeah, and that yeah, like you said, we all fall into it. Everybody does, and I
Mhm.
even see, I am nowhere near a professional. Well, I guess anything is,
Oh
because
yeah,
me and my wife got into this argument the other day. She's like, "You're not professional," and I go, "Dude, do you realize that anything you get paid for, you're a professional at?"
yeah.
I
Hmm.
sit there and I go, I might not make thousands of dollars, but I might grab $100, every 2 months or something like that off of
Yeah.
Twitch. So I'm getting paid for
Hmm.
it. I'm just not
Hmm.
making a living for it.
Even if you're getting paid, like if you just hit that 100
Yeah,
threshold and you get $20,
yeah,
that's $20 for doing something you love,
yeah,
for entertaining people, and that's enough that you've hit that $100 threshold. You might not get the payout, but to hit that shows you're doing, that's someone else's hard-earned cash
yeah, yeah.
that's
That's
been
what
donated as a result of you.
that's what I told her. Is just like because that was my deal. When I first started this, if I didn't make any gainway, any leeway, any money, anything
Mhm.
off of it, I would hang it up and just do it as
Mhm.
a every once in a blue moon thing.
Yeah.
And well, then when I started getting my first payouts, I
Mhm.
kept doing it, and I made the mistake of really diving deep into it,
Mhm.
especially like last November, December, and January. I
Mhm.
really went all balls to the wall with it, trying to make a thing of it, because everybody's like, "Oh, you got to grind it, you got to do this, you got to do that."
Yeah.
I went back and I was killing myself because I work a full time job during the
Yeah.
day, and then I come and do
Mhm.
this at night.
Me
Well,
too.
I was working my 5 6 days a week at my
Mhm.
job, and then coming home and
Mhm.
doing this for 5 nights a week.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
exactly what I was doing as well. And if you're
mm,
not careful, you'll burn out. You'll
I
crash and
did.
burn.
Yeah, I did.
Hmm. And the thing is, when you crash and burn, you need to be careful you don't overdo it, because you can like crash out and then you need to take a break, right, and come
Yeah.
back to it. Or you can completely damage yourself to, like, taking a break from Twitch. You get so comfortable not having the difficulties, the stress of it. 'Cause it is stressful at
Yeah.
times, and you get so comfortable. And that was my worry. I took time off not so long ago, and I really struggled to come back. And I thought, I'll push for it, come back. And I came back, and my viewers had dropped.
Yeah.
No one was there. It was like a ghost town. And I was like, I don't know at that point, I thought, I don't know if I can come back from this. Why am I here? Who am I entertaining? Why am I doing it? And I sat down and I speak with myself, and I was like, do you know what? I was like, I'm doing this because I want to do it.
Yeah.
If there's no, don't get me wrong, if in a month's time no one's coming back, no one's watching, like you, I'll hang it up. I'll stop doing it. It doesn't mean I need to stop gaming.
Yeah.
But I started putting more content out. I started doing more streams, daytime streams, just being more active in social media. Because if you're not, you can't just go on Twitch and rely on that Twitch notification alone, right? You need to go on all those socials and, hi, I'm still here. And it slowly but surely it's creeping back up and I'm back in. But I think knowing your worth and remembering that as much as Twitch is a career, people forgot that about me as well when I was taking time off, and they're like, why are you taking so much time off? And it's like, I get up at 6 and I know I'm working from home, but I was a financial analyst for the most part of Twitch, and I'm like, I'm working all day, then I'm coming off that laptop, then I'm a mama to a toddler who's running about, and his dad obviously helps as well, but I'm like chasing this toddlersaurus rex and see people that are like, well, here's my toddler, she's having a popsicle. No, my boy is swinging from lights, throwing yogurts about the place. Honestly, it's like a Metallica concert with yogurt in this place sometimes. I'm doing all that, getting him showered, getting him bath, bed, everything. Boom. As soon as he's in bed, I'm setting my stream up, the PC's on, the Twitch is getting ready, all this stuff. Doing that till like 1, 2 in the morning, then hanging out with most of my friends, which are in America, till 2, 3 in the morning, getting a couple hours sleep back at work. And I was doing that like 4 days a week.
Oh, man.
And I was like, I need to cut these days down. And I cut them down to 3. Again, viewers dropped, few followers dropped. I thought, not for everyone. And a lot of it's trial and error. And it's a huge learning curve. And I learn every day in Twitch. People come to me for tips. And I'm like, I'm barely like holding on myself. You may want to get your tips elsewhere. But
you know what? You make it look easy. And,
yes,
and I think that's what brings a lot of different.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes a lot of people. What I'm trying to think, more successful in the long run. You know, this, like I said, like I tell everybody that comes in, is just like, you're never going to be a ninja, you're never going to be a shroud, you're never going to be that. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying is that they were here in the beginning. You know, they're the ones that set the precedent for what streaming platforms and gaming platforms were. You know, so those are not the people you need to look up to. I mean, you can look up to them as, I know, not even really an idol, but, you know, you can look up to somebody that is successful, you know, has made a success out of this. And it's not
as a person rather than a content creator. That's the best way to idolize their character.
Yeah.
And idolize how they treat others. That's the best thing you can do, and learn from that. Don't look at the flashy lights. I mean, people keep saying about my nano leaf lights and how they love them, and I really want to get nano leafs. And I love my nano leaf lights. I do. I love them. I think they're great. And I mean, you don't see this in Twitch, but they're touch proof, they're sound proof. See, for people with autism, ADHD, Asperger, they would be wicked. They're amazing. But I did say there was someone that's like, I'm really saving up for nano leafs, and I was like, do you really need them? I just really want them. I was like, if you want them, get them.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't really have lights in my stream. I was like, right, hold up, you can get LEDs off Amazon for like $12. You place them the right way, they look kick ass. That's what that is.
Yeah,
that's just some LED strips. The only reason I got the nano leaf lights is, if I look at my first ever stream video, I was streaming on a 50-inch TV and a MacBook with Lightstream.
Oh.
Like Fred Flintstone material. And it was a struggle, and I had nothing. And then I bought my desk and I bought my new PC, and slowly but surely, any money I've made from Twitch, I've been fortunate enough to pay off the things I spent my money on. And people are like, oh, you need money to start. I'm like, no, you don't need money to start. You just need a really good drive, ambition, and a webcam, right? And you'll be good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
The best thing to do, I think, is that, and having that drive and having that ambition is the best way forward. But I get a lot of people, especially young people, coming in. I only started streaming 2 weeks ago. Where did you get this? And where did you get that? And how did you do this? I'm like, I need to dig out the original stream video, and I'm going to just put a side-by-side comparison and show people. I'm like, we all started here. there's guys that have started in basements, guys that have started in hostels. I've totally forgotten his name. He was actually in a youth hostel, homeless, and now the guy's got his own house paid for
Oh
because he's
yeah.
partnered in Twitch and stuff. Everyone starts at the bottom and works their way up, and some don't. There are some streamers out there who mum and dad have paid for a lot of it, or
Yeah.
they've been very fortunate. And not that that's a bad thing. If you've got that, sweet, good for you. That's great. But to those people who don't have that and don't have much, don't be disheartened because you don't have it. You'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, people sit there and it's like, I try not to. I look at it this way: when you see different things on my channel and different graphics and stuff like that, that has nothing to do with the appealing of other people.
No.
Trying to get people's attention. I have an undiagnosed ADHD, and I change things constantly.
Yeah.
And I've improved. Yes, I'm going to brag on myself. I have improved a little bit on my graphics work compared to when I first started, because I was watching some of my old streams the other day. It's like, holy crap, where in the hell did those graphics come from?
Yeah. Windows 98. That's
Yeah.
what mine look like, your old Windows PC.
And I was like, no. I sit there and I go, but I have a habit. About every 6 months, I've got to trash my OBS because I put way too much shit into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just because it has nothing to do with trying to appeal, other people's or grab attention. It just has something to do with me focusing on something, and I just overdo it. But no, it's like, yeah, the lights, the cameras. I mean, I see people. I see people that have struggled. I've watched some streams, some people that came over from Mixer over to Twitch. They're not partnered yet. They can't get the views to get partnered.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the community's still supporting them because just by the equipment that they're getting. I was watching one the other day. He's got one of the Harris Heller mics, the $3,000 microphones. It's like, why would you need this microphone right here? About killed me when I bought it, but I just wanted it because it was something that I could use for podcasting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not expensive. It was only $200, but I mean, it's like a generic version of the Shure mic. The one, it's what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But as I can tell you right now, when it comes to mics, it does not make you sound any better, any clearer, whatever, because
filters do that. You can buy a $12 mic if you want. If you've got the right filters and you know how to work a noise gate and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
like everyone else.
My daughter or my stepdaughter comes in every once in a while and she wants to stream with me, and so I found my old USB mic that I had. It was just a cheap I think it was a $25 kit.
Yeah.
And I found it and I plugged it in to the OBS on my other computer just to kind of tweak it. It sounded better than this one.
The irony.
I'm like, what the hell? But
I mean, it does. This one, I mean, I got the HyperX one. That was my first ever external mic that I bought whilst I started streaming recently. And the only reason I bought it is there was 3 mics that I liked the look of, and I wasn't going to spend a lot of money because I was just starting it. I just wanted a mic to enable me to stream. And this actually showed up on Amazon on offer. And I looked at reviews and I thought, yeah, I'll get it. And I could have bought other mics, and it's a great mic. I love it, and I could now, if I want, buy a bigger mic, buy a better mic. But I'm not going to. I'm going to run this mic into the ground because this was my first mic, and I'll never get rid of this mic. I'll always, even when I do buy a new one, I'll always keep this HyperX mic because it was my first.
Yeah,
and it does the job. As I say, so long as you know your filters and know how to work the sound. If you don't, YouTube, you don't need to be a professional. My son's father, he's a sound engineer. So like anytime my mic went wrong, I'd be like, even if he was like he's working away, I'll phone him like, dude, hook me up. What do I do? And he's like, all right, okay, your suppression's way too high, your noise gate. I was like, fuck's a noise gate? I was like, there's a dial in the bottom of this thing that I turn. What does that do? And he's like, that's your gain. I was like, what's gain? And he described it as like a big bubble it takes in the room. And I was like, I don't get it. But you can learn all this stuff from YouTube, and you don't need to spend thousands.
No.
And this, I don't do this for the reason I've got most of my stuff here is actually because my kid would wreck it.
Yeah.
So all this stuff had to get put away when I had my son because no. But the reason I've got the lights and stuff is this is my space.
Yeah.
This is my sanctuary. This is
Yeah,
my little spot. There's no toys. There's no kids stuff. This is just mine,
exactly.
and that's why I've got it. It's not for people to look at. It's not for the flashness. These lights are wicked because if I turn everything off, I can make those nano leaves super bright, ambient, set the mood. They're wicked. So this is my sanctuary. That's why it looks the way it does, because it's my happy spot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't realize too. It's I don't know if people actually do this, but the reason why I have, I have some of those cheap, like you were talking about, the cheap LED lights.
Yeah.
I mean, they're these things, these little light bars, like
Oh, I've
20.
got the strip ones. I've got the ones with the double-sided tape in the back of them.
Yeah,
Those bad boys.
those are the lights I got, and I don't care. The only reason why I have those, like I said, it's not to like, I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but the reason why I do it, and I don't know if anybody else does it, because you're looking at a computer screen for 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
You're glued to it. It's not like talking on the phone to where you can like look away. I mean, if you're looking at chats, you've got to look at it.
Yep.
So these lights, in turn, help deflect the lights from the computer screens, and also helps kind of like you said, set the mood. It relax. This is, like you said, this is my sanctuary. This is my doghouse.
Yeah.
I've redone it actually yesterday. I spent all day yesterday redoing it because it was uncomfortable. It started getting uncomfortable for me, so I had to make it more spacious and more comfortable. And plus, I was wanting to add a couple of more things for the talk show section of it. Yeah. And but yeah, it's like and there are people.
Helps my anxiety massively.
There you go. Yeah.
I've got serious, and people laugh at that when I say that, because people are like, "Oh, you're so confident. Oh, you're so this. You can't be anxious." No, I'm anxious. I'm extremely anxious, and I have got panic disorder as well. I get wicked bad panic attacks over nothing, and it's the ones that are literally, I could be sitting having a cup of tea, and boom, I feel like I'm dying for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And I don't medicate it. And the reason I don't medicate it, not that I'm saying that it shouldn't be medicated, it doesn't work for me, right? And there is no real medication for it. It's they give you Valium. You dope yourself up till you calm down, right?
Yeah.
And that is why, for me, it's just my calm place, my bubble, my blankie.
Yeah.
And it keeps me mellow. But there's sometimes, if you panic while you're on stream, I'm like a veteran of anxiety. I've had it for a long, long time. I've had it since I was about 12. And I know how to master it. And I can literally sit and have a panic attack, and people won't know, but they'll notice me go from being really like happy and yay to I'm suddenly drained.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why are you so tired?" And it's because under the surface, I've just had a massive panic attack. But I've sat there, breathing in for 4, out for 4, doing all my exercises. And it actually happened last night when I was streaming. Rogue, lovely Rogue, one of my mods, came in, and he said, "You look really annoyed." And to be fair, when I have quite a scowly face, when I'm concentrating, I will sit like that. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm fine, dude. I'm just concentrating." I used to get it in high school a lot. Like as I got older, "Oh, you're actually really nice and really approachable." I was like, "I've always been like this." "Oh no, you always look like you wanted to punch someone." I'm like, "It's just my face. You should have said hi." But like as the night went on, I suddenly was I was still chatting to the stream, but I could feel it myself. And I rewatched the stream back, and you can see the point. And I know when I had the slight attack, but you can see my whole persona change. And I'm just very kind of, yeah, oh, hi, welcome. And it's because I am drained, suddenly drained. It's from like 0, like 100, straight down to 0. So trying to manage that when you're streaming is hard, because you can't turn around your whole stream and go, "I'm going to be right back, guys. I'm away. I have a panic attack in the bathroom. Stay with me." You just kind of do it, right? And if I was going to end every stream that I had a panic attack on or felt panic on, I wouldn't be here. Sometimes it's minimal, sometimes it's extreme. So you said about your undiagnosed like ADHD and stuff like that. Anxiety in women, apparently, I learned this from Bama recently, has been misdiagnosed ADHD.
Oh yeah.
They've diagnosed women with having high, as I've got, high functioning anxiety, where I can function relatively normal whilst being anxious. So I'm sitting there making a tea, like going, "Oh my God, I am going to die. I cannot breathe. I'm going to die." But I'm functioning day to day.
Yeah.
I'll fidget. I bite my lips a lot. I like pick at my fingers. I'm constantly up and down. I'm moving them. And fidget cubes are a lifesaver. I use them, but that's what high functioning anxiety is. But she said that some people who have been diagnosed with that have actually got ADHD. So I thought, shit, did an ADHD test, scored pretty low. I have actually just got high functioning anxiety. But I read the list of things and it is super crazy how many things on there that you do. And I was like, oh my God, I may have ADHD. I may have it. And I think it's more common than a lot of people think. And I don't think there's as much of a stigma attached to it now. Years ago, if someone had ADHD, it was like problem person.
Yeah.
They're going to be a nightmare. Don't associate with them. They're going to be loud. They're going to be screaming. And because a variety of illnesses were put under one label, right? You used to get called a schizo.
Yeah.
That could mean multiple personality disorder, depression, loads of things. So I like the fact now that you've got ADHD, ADD, anxiety, high functioning. You've got all these, that's such a wide spectrum. And I think it's great because people are getting answers, and people who have struggled most of their life are getting diagnosed with ADHD in their 50s. And you're like, how is this missed?
Well,
Sorry.
You know, just a funny story talking about that there, you know, and yeah, like you said, women, because I have a bachelor's in psychology, so that's a lot of
Wow, wicked.
You know, I always wanted to know, the reason why I went into psychology is because I want to know why people think and why people do what they do.
Yeah.
You know, and because I've always been a people watcher ever since I was a kid. My mom used to take me to the circuses, and I would watch the people in the stands other than the circus. And she always asked me why I'd watch the people in the stands, and I said, well, they're more entertaining. You know, just trying to figure out, you know, well, what that person's doing, what's they, you know, it's just like that. So when I started getting into psychology, and also I've always been a history buff, but I went into psychology and we were talking about some things, but I already kind of knew women are like pushed off to the side, even though times have changed a lot. But when you look at it, they're still pushed to the side when it comes to, you know, mental health, anything that has to do with making the women equal to what a man is. I'm going to say, you know, society does not.
We're expected to cope, I think.
Yeah,
more.
Society doesn't, and plus you think of them, you think of women as the mother figure, the mom. So you got me saying it now. The mother figure is always the one that is supposed to be the strongest of the family.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the one. She's the one that never shows any weakness. You know, so that's just kind of way society has like put women in this little genre of their own. But anyways,
women are looked at as being strong, but then sometimes we're looked at being the weaker one, and it's like, make your mind up. We're strong enough to deal with your shit. But we're too weak to be in a building site. Make your mind up. Yeah. I'm not by any means, I have nothing against feminists, but I'm certainly not a feminist at all. And any fascist movement, I'm just not about it. People who are like, we're anti-fascist. Yeah, but you're still fascist. Yeah. You're fascist against fascism. It's like, you're still a fascist. And I don't think fascism gets you anywhere, and I think society at the moment is really fascist. Yeah. But I fully agree with you. Women have been pushed aside. But also, a lot of men, the suicide rate in men is incredibly high because it's like big boys don't cry, right? Men aren't supposed to cry. Men are men. They're meant to go out and hunt the bear and bring it home, and men shouldn't cry. And it's amazing the amount of people, because I talk to a lot of people, and you'll know this yourself, I've spoken to you, maybe not on a really personal level, but I've chatted to you off Twitch, obviously, as well. But I've spoken to a lot of my followers, and I say to everyone, my inbox is always open, and it is, because I've been that struggling person, right, with no one. And even if you've got 100 people around you, you can feel like the loneliest person in the world. But I think just having that unbiased stranger, knowing your secrets are safe, because I don't know this person, so I don't know your background. But my inbox is open, and I've had people come to me and chat, and it's surprising how many guys are like, I'm not normally like this, I'm not weak, and it's almost like they need to reassure me before they open up. And I'm like, I'd rather you cry. It shows you're human. Yeah, exactly. It's okay to cry. No one's going to belittle you, and if someone's going to belittle you for showing emotion and crying, then fill them, jokes on them. But I think guys really do get a rough run of it, kind of thing, right?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a multitude of things. Women get laid off with a lot more things in some sense, whereas guys get, it's like parents splitting. I found out recently, a friend, his state that he's in, is called a mummy state, and I think they're known for favouring mums when it comes to co-parenting. It's a stigma that's attached to that state, and I thought,
Wow.
is that even a thing? Whereas in the UK, it's completely, you fight if you've got a good job and you can support your kids, and it's equal. But
Well,
I
see,
agree, mentally, women cope. You're the mum,
yeah.
you've had a kid, you can do it, so you can deal.
Well, and seeing it used to be too, it's just like there used to be a thing called, like when it comes to the certain states had something called the tender years doctrine, where like anything legal matters or whatever would happen, the mother always took precedence over everybody else when it came to the kids and stuff like that. That's changed over the last few years, or actually the last 20 some years with, not really the women's movement, but just the way men, it's actually now a men's movement. It's become more of a men's movement now than it has a women's movement.
Because people would see women as being a kid without a mother as nothing.
Yeah.
That's not true. I know, very sadly, I know mums out there that have walked out in their kids, and one person who walked, and at the time I thought, it's really unusual to hear of a mum walking out in her kid, because it's in all the films and movies, his dads that leave, dads go for a pack of cigarettes and don't come back.
Yeah.
And at the time I thought, God, that's a bit strange, but I thought, I'm not going to question it. And then when I had my son, I thought, you soulless women, how could you walk away from that? And I've seen, as a result, this kid's father do an amazing job with this kid, bring him up, and it's like, no, having two parents definitely helps.
Yeah.
One parent can do it, and it's not always going to be the mum. Dads can do just a good job, if not better, than the mum, depending on the circumstances, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Totally.
that's one thing that, it's what, you asked me earlier, about what metas and stuff we were going to talk about. That's why I want to do this. I don't feel, and it's funny because ever since I've started broadcasting this more, I don't know if it's like a coincidence or whatever, but I've seen a couple of other streamers out there start doing talk shows based around women. I don't know if it's just because of the research that I'm doing or whatever, because I looked at it, it's like, man, you're copying me. What? No.
You're a trendsetter. See it that way. You set a trend. Just see it that way. No, I think video gaming was one of those things, like golf. I mean, the name golf, for example, that's gentlemen only. Wait a minute, is it gentlemen only, ladies forbidden? That's what golf stood for.
Yeah.
And that's what they used to have in the clubs. Now you get female golfers. And gaming was video games. As I grew up, I had Super Nintendo and stuff like that. And I grew up in my street was predominantly boys. So I was one of the boys. My mum did try and put me in little pretty dresses. And no. She bought me Barbies, and I asked Santa for an Action Man, so Barbie had a kick-ass boyfriend. It never worked. She tried. I'm girly, but I'm a tomboy. I'm a bit more. I can hang with the boys. And video gaming is still like... the term for a while ago, it used to be a long time ago, girl gamer.
Yeah.
No, I'm just a gamer. It doesn't matter what my gender is, but even now if I go into game chat, and I'm quite fortunate, I've got quite a gruff voice, so people think I'm a kid. They're like, that's some 12-year-old boy. I'm like, joke's on you. I'm a 32-year-old chick. But it's like, there's still the, oh my God, girls play video games? Like, oh, what? So there was that hurdle women had to kind of get over, and still need to go over. Some of them were narrow-minded.
Yeah.
And there's female gamers out there that pace the guys, that really are better than dudes. Dudes can't, I mean, a lot of dudes get dick hurt, let's be real. Like, she's got her boyfriend playing for her, she can't play, she's hacking. No, you just can't face that someone with different anatomy is better than you at a game. Yeah. But we got over that hurdle. And when I started Twitch, one of the first things, and I mean, I was the first ever stream I did, I think I had a Metallica t-shirt on, but I got an unknown, and it was an account that had been created like the same day. You're just using your looks. Huh? I was like, okay. But I thought, and I read up on it, and a lot of females get that. They get blamed for, because they're a female, that's why they get the viewers. And I get it a lot. So I made it my mission whilst on Twitch. I would never, and I've nothing against girls who do wear low cut tops, but I said I'm never going to wear a low cut top. I'm never going to wear something that, I mean, a dress is a 5'1" unicorn. Let's be real, you can't get any less sexy than that. But I thought I'm not going to wear anything. I'm not going to come on and be masculine, but I'm going to try and cover up what I can so that if I do make it really big one day, I can at least say to myself, that was solely on my entertainment. That was on me entertaining people and my gaming and having a laugh and not just my looks. But there are females out there who do come on in some really, really pretty. There's a girl I follow and she's wicked and she wears like tutus, really flamboyant tutus. And I mean, she is slamming. What a body this girl's got in her. But she's also really, really funny. Her name's Meepsy. She's she's lovely.
Yeah.
And I thought, fair play, and I have nothing against people who do it, but we got over this females who game hurdle, and it started becoming more acceptable, and there was more people on Twitch. Then the hot tub streams come in.
Yeah.
And the amount of people are like, do a hot tub stream. Yeah. No. No. For the most part, my body ain't what it used to be. That's why I wear the baggy t-shirts. Secondly, I stay in Scotland. We get warm rain, crunchy rain. I ain't going to sit outside in a hot tub here. I will freeze. I will need to wear like balaclavas, buffs. You'll see nothing. I ain't in a hot tub. But again, I've kind of got nothing against the hot tub streams. I kind of do and don't. Do I think Twitch is the platform for it? No. No, I don't. Now, there are loads of streaming sites out there. You mentioned a few tonight that you can stream on. Facebook. You can't get a hot tub stream on Facebook. You won't get away with it. It violates their guidelines. OnlyFans is taking a massive hit. And again, I think that's wicked. See if people have got the kahunas to get their junk out and get paid for it, do it. If that's what you want to do, do it. I'm all for it. Again, is it for Twitch? No. You say Twitch, you think gaming.
Yep.
You don't think just chatting, but just chatting's really taken off. And I sometimes do just chatting. I think just chatting's good. So long as you're just chatting perhaps about gaming or betas or something like that. But these chicks are just like giggling away and bouncing. And I'm thinking, if they want to do it, wicked, I'm all for it. If that's how you want to make a living, do it. Go forth. I just don't think Twitch is a place for it, especially when you've got the likes like myself and other females who are out there spending a lot of time making content, gaming and working so hard to get very little, and then you've got Miss Bunny in her hot tub who's got like 40,000 viewers, and you're like, what? And I know for a fact, if I was to wear different clothing and change my stream, I could get more viewers and more followers, but I don't want that. It would be the wrong company I would attract for me, for what I'm looking for. So I'm not against it per se. I just don't know if that's the right place for it.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, to me it kind of looks like or to me it kind of feels like, you know, when people do that. I mean, like I'm with you. If that's the content you want to create, it is content. You know, you're a content creator. Yeah. You know, that's fine. But do you realize that how much of a hurdle that, like you said, the hurdle that women have come across on all, you know, as a gamer
to get here,
to get where you are, to actually become recognized as a gamer, streamer, content creator, or whatever, and then to come to find out, you know, these women are just basically bypassing all the hard work that you guys have done, and it kind of like reverts back to the time, you know, back in high school, where, you know, it's just like most schools now, you can't wear, here in the U.S. anyways, you can't wear skimpy clothing and stuff like that. You know, my stepdaughter just came through, you know, because they just changed the clothing recommendations in her school, and she can't, you know, she didn't understand it. So, you know, I had to sit there and I go, dear, I said, I go, the reason why they're doing that is because boys' hormones kick in real strong at that time, and the sad thing about it is that they're not protecting you from your classmates; they're protecting you from your teachers and all the older people that are in there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We were always taught growing up that the monsters lived under your bed and the monsters lived in your clothes. No, the monsters walk amongst us.
Yeah.
And it's dark. And when I grew up, we had dial-up. You remember dial-up? You had dial-up internet. You didn't have cell phones and stuff like that. I think I was still fairly young. I think I was 14 when I got my first kind of cell phone. And see, now that's what terrifies me about my son.
Yeah.
is like I joked, I was joking with his dad a while ago about like the old school porn. I'll watch what I'm saying, swear on Twitch here. But I mean, you would like spend hours downloading that one clip that would go and it would be like you'd see like the top half of a woman, then it got to here and it was like psych. You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
and that's what you got. Whereas now on your phone,
Yeah.
on your Switch, on your Xbox, you can
Yeah.
go on any of them, get a browser, and find a whole host.
Yeah.
And people now are finding kinks that they didn't know they had because they had never seen stuff to get there. It's like that with everything, and it's very, very dark out there. It is. So I agree. I do agree with the skimpy clothing, and I find myself, I'm that lady who once shouted at me, like, "How are you dressed like that?" I'm now that woman going like, "Why are you dressed like that?" Because it's like, don't grow up too quick, and that's what we're trying to do. And there's girls out there, that young girls that go to the club, can get into the club. I mean, I'm seeing girls out there that I'm finding out that are like 13, 14.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, you look like you're 18. You do look like you're 18 because of the makeup and everything else. The one giveaway is the hips. If they've got narrow hips, you know they're not 18. But that being said, these girls are getting into clubs, taking drinks off guys all night, thinking, oh, look, there's guys buying me drinks. Yeah, but what you don't realise is the reason the guy's buying you drinks is in the hope that you're going to go home with them.
Yeah.
And these girls are going out acting like grown women, taking drinks, but then when the grown man tries to date them and take them out and like kiss them and stuff, they're freaking out because they don't know how to handle it. So I get the thing with your daughter's school, and that's again the kind of way I'm going with Twitch. I don't want to pull in the wrong company and attract the wrong company for the wrong reasons. You need to be careful. It's dark out there. Yeah, it's really dark.
Yeah, and I believe, it's like, going back, like I said, the hurdles you guys have come over with, I just feel like that everything that, it's like, Amaranth and all of them, the one, Amaranth, I respect Amaranth as a businesswoman.
Yep.
Because if you knew her history and how she has, I think she could be doing other things than what she's doing.
Yep.
But that's what she wants to do. She feels comfortable in doing it, so that's her thing, that's her deal. But yeah. And my biggest thing is like I always told everybody else in the past when they asked me about this, it's like, if this is the way that Twitch wants to grab revenue, because it's all about revenue. That's the only reason why they're still here, is because they're bringing in the revenue. But put them in a channel, granted they put them in hot tub stream, whatever category. But if, because either that or bump the age up on who can access his streams or access the channel.
I think they do need to put an age restriction on Twitch. Definitely.
If you're going to allow 13-year-olds to even come in, because you can stream at the age of 13 on Twitch. Yep. As long as you have parents consent. Yeah. But, just so you have a 13-year-old, and actually we've come across people that stream that have, me and my mods and buddies.
Your age as well.
Yeah, they're younger. Because they're getting mama's email or whatever, or they're faking their birth dates when they go in. There's ways around it. So they, it's just kind of like the COD thing, the Warzone thing. So many of these other platforms have this already in place. Yeah. And so the biggest platform out there seems like they have no clue, how to control it. But they do, because like I said, it's all about revenue. It's just like with Warzone, the hackers, they're, now technically they're supposed to be putting an anti-cheat in, but they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to do that because, once you get banned from an account, you have to go back through and purchase all that stuff over again. So if you got one,
it's not worth the amount of aggro they'll get.
So yeah, it's like, if they want to do it fine. Put an adult only section in, and that way you have to, I don't know. On my website, I can have people upload an ID. There's ways to verify how old you are.
I think they should do it with games and stuff as well. I really do. Yeah. Personally, because with Call of Duty, I tried to explain this to my sister about my nephews. It's not the game content I'm worried about. They know it's a game. Yeah. It's the people on there. Yeah. and it's the people on there. You get the ones that cuss and swear, and me and a couple of friends were playing, and we got a really angry mum coming on the mic. I can't believe the way you are speaking to my 12-year-old son. I'm like, dude, you bought your 12-year-old an 18+ game. That ain't my problem. Your son can't handle the heat. Get him out of the kitchen. You're the bad mom. But it's the ones that pretend to be nice, the ones that don't have a face, the mystery man, and you really don't know who you're talking to. It's like the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
It's dark and it's scary, and I think Twitch should be great for that. Obviously, you can put on your stream title 18+.
Yeah.
Or this viewings for mature audiences, which is great, but I strongly agree they should put an identification thing up. Be it they just need to take like $1 out of your bank account and put it back in, or uploading your ID or something like that.
Yeah.
Just for that extra bit. My youngest nephew, who is 9, beg your pardon, and he's looking at streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a webcam, I'm getting this, and I said to my sister, do not get that kid a webcam.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, it's fine, it's just Fortnite. I'm like, no, do not. I mean, you can hack webcams and switch them on.
Yeah.
So when he's just sitting there, and sometimes they'll just sit and game, the two of them playing Fortnite, just in their like pants and stuff. I'm like, he could be sitting there in his boxers, playing that game while someone's watching him. He could give his details to the wrong person, and you let them game in their room late at night. It's like, do not get him a webcam. If he wants to stream, let him stream, but don't give him a cam. He's far too young. An 8-year-old with a camera on Twitch? No. There's women out there getting their boobs out, bouncing about hot tubs. There's psychopaths from Scotland dressing up like unicorns. Twitch is a dark place, let's be real. It's a fun place, though. Yeah. And, I mean, that goes back to my community. I made sure my community is we're not toxic, right? You've heard the way we talk. We laugh, we joke, we're sick. We've got sick, dry sense of humours, but we are a good bunch. And we're pure. And we're nice. And you'll never have any judgment in there. And you'll never feel unwelcome. It's not a nasty place.
No.
And I'd never want that, because the internet is dark and nasty enough as it is without me adding to it.
And I think and I think that's what's going to, just like, Sneakers put in chat, he goes, we're totally family friendly. We are, to a point, I mean, yes, I have a foul mouth. I don't care what I say. I used to. When I first started, it's like, oh, man, I don't want to cuss. I don't want to do this. And it's like, that's just not me, know. So
I describe that to him when it comes in my stream. I use the word fuck like a comma.
Yeah.
I cuss a lot.
So it's just like, Sneakers, he's been with me since Mixer, so he's been with me for going on over, almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And, so he I mean, he knows, like I said, when he says family friendly, it's just like, I mean, I think family is like, he belongs to this, he belongs to the community. He's a community leader. I actually made him a mod when I came over here to Twitch. So, because he does mod things, Yeah. So, but yeah, it's when it comes to, talking about the dark side of it, it's just like, I mean, like you said, yes, they can hack your computer in a heartbeat. They can turn on your cameras. They can even hack your cell phones and turn on your cell phone cameras.
They can play someone else as well. They can play a really nice person or play a kid.
Yeah.
And use a kid's voice when they're on mic with you. Meet up. Let's go and hang out. Let's go and buy a video game together. It's scary. It's that. I mean, I like my crime documentary, so I'm a pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying about family friendly. There's family friendly and then there's kid friendly, right?
Yeah.
My community's wholesome, and we will take a lot of people under our wings. We're a good bunch, and it's a good laugh, but we cuss.
Yeah.
We do cuss. And I mean, Bryson is wicked. Bryson is one of my best friends, but he is foul. He's got a foul mouth on him, and he's dark. He's really dark, but he's a good guy. But for people who don't know him, might come into the stream and go, yeesh, with some of the stuff that he says, but he says it with no malice. He's just, that's the way he is. So I'd say we're a family-friendly community. Are we kid-friendly?
No.
No. That's why there's a plus 18 on there, because your kid's going to learn some colourful language in my stream.
And it's not
no harm.
Yeah, and it's not the fact that it's not the fact that I don't mind kids coming through, but, it's like, we have a couple of them that come through every once in a while, and they can hang with us, but they tend to become kids in the long run. you know, and
Mm-hmm.
especially if we're having adult conversations
Yeah.
going on in chat, you know,
It's like watch the kids in.
yeah, it's like
Mm-hmm.
either that or they just become totally immature and just totally wreck the stream,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
I've had a few of them in myself, and they start off really cool, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome, like hang out, and then they keep like spamming emotes and stuff, and you're like, all right, stop spamming the emotes. And the moderators just warn them. And I don't like people getting timed out, but you'll get timed out if you're gonna. It's like punishing them.
Yeah.
I'm a mama.
Yeah.
You're gonna get put in your room. You keep it up, you're gonna go in the naughty step. You're getting timed out.
Oh, Snickers, I'm sorry, dude. I don't have any commands set up for the Twitch channel. I just got it set up last night and I haven't done nothing yet, so there's no commands yet. I'm sorry. But
Bless. Thank you for trying to shout me out, though. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
but
But no,
yeah.
it's a dark place.
So you know, basically, I love these interviews. I get these people that just I have these list of questions, and they just start answering them before I even asked them. This is an interviewer's dream, man. It's
You
just like,
knew I was chatty when you
yeah,
got me on here.
hey,
You knew I was a chatter.
that's you know, well, that's what I was gonna say. Before you know, that's the reason why your streams. You know, when I come into your streams, when I come into a lot of other people's streams, I tend to stay longer in streams that are real. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's, and I'm sorry about my camera. I'm using a cell phone camera, so it's kind of like in and out. But yeah, it's just like that's the way I like coming. I feel more comfortable when I go into streams like yours, where you guys are just yourselves and you're being yourselves, not caring what other people says. You know,
Yeah.
other than going into a stream that one sits there and tries to just I guess tries to stay within the TOS. You know, they're like TOS. They're like the rules. They remind those some of those that remind me like the what was that oh that movie with Tim Allen where the Santa Claus 3 where he makes the
Yeah.
robot, you know,
Yeah.
or makes the clone. It's like I
Mhm.
like rules. We like rules. You know, those are the kind of streams. I was like, I might stick around for a while, but it's just like I don't stick around
I
very
mean,
long.
some people like to run their show that way, right? It's
Yeah,
like some people are on a tight ship, I run a pirate ship. There's a lot of
yeah,
cussing and there's a lot of mutiny. Do you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But it's good fun. It's like I had one guy, and he's not on Twitch much anymore for good reason. He's called Meeksis. He was lovely, and he came in right from the get go, and he was a bit of a lost soul. Um, he was struggling a lot of personal issues and stuff, and he came in, and he was in every single stream, and he'd always message me after and going, "I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
I don't feel lonely when I'm in your stream." And he would fall asleep. He was British as well, and he'd fall asleep with my streams on. And he said, "I don't feel alone. I feel like I'm hanging out with my sister and my family. I hope you don't mind." I'm like, "No, that's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
glad you do." And I get so many people saying that, like, "I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I'm hanging out at a family reunion. I feel like I'm." It's like Cheers. Everyone knows your name.
Yep.
And it's like, that's what I want. And people are quite shocked when I remember stuff about them. Someone who's
Yeah.
not been in my stream for 6 months. I'm like, how did the knee surgery go? And they're like, what? You remember that? I'm like, yeah, because I genuinely care. If you've made the effort to come in, and even if you just go, hi,
Yeah.
like, hi. And I've had people lurk for months, then suddenly go, oh, I like that game. Like, hello, lurker. I'll be friendly. Come out and say hello. I'll watch you. I know you're lurking. But I make sure no one feels obliged to hang around and lurk. And if you don't lurk, I say you're welcome as long or as little as you want. That, like, pop in to say hi or lurking without talking.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And I want people to feel welcome when they come in my stream. And what you get with me is pretty raw. You're going to get me. You're probably not going to get depressed, sad, crying me. Don't think anyone wants to see that. Me playing Call of Duty will cry like, oh, a guy just knocked me down. No one wants to see that side, right? That's a side that you cry out in your bed in the fetal position. But you'll genuinely get me at face value. And I'm clever with, I won't mention certain, like, a lot about my son. I'll tell people I've got a son. I won't mention my full name and stuff, because giving that information out is dangerous. They find that out. They can then find out where you live. They can then find out family. Some can do it, some don't. I think I was a bit overprotective because I've got my son.
Yeah.
But otherwise, apart from my mortal name and my real details, you'll get me. You will. And you're going to get honesty. And you're not going to get judged. Guaranteed. You're welcome to stay as long as you want.
So
which
Sneakers
is
is
better.
asking you what's a better, a green screen or natural background.
Um, I've not really used. I've used green screens before, but not while streaming. And I think it's purely because I would have the most random shit. The other night, because I was bored waiting in Warzone loading, and I decided to put Donkey from Shrek on my face, and I just spoke to the chat as Donkey from Shrek. So I don't think I can be trusted with green screens, but I think if they're done well, I really can. I'm like Dory from Finding Nemo. I'm kind of like, ooh, ooh. People would ask me a question, I'd be like, donkey. So yeah, no, me and green screens don't mix. But I've seen people use green screens, and I've seen people use them really, really well. And I mean, even right now, if Rebel was to do it and have me as a green screen behind him, would be terrifying with a massive pea face. But I think people who use them correctly, I think they're wicked. Yeah, I would be all for them, but I can't be trusted. I can't. No, I'm like Doug from Up. I don't have the attention span for it. I would
Yeah.
I would spend too much time watching my stream and watching my green screen, I think, to actually
And that's just
create content.
I've done both. I've done the natural
Yeah.
background. I've done the green screen. I started out with green screen because that was what everybody was doing.
Well,
Everybody
a
was
lot of
like,
people did, especially if you've not got the room for
yeah.
it, or you've got like a shit show behind you. You need a green screen
And
to,
then, but
to stop it.
now, granted, if you're doing like entertainment value, there's a
Yeah.
lot of different things. If you're like a big, big entertainer and you have different
Mhm.
scenes, you do things, have cameras going different directions, you know, a green screen would be great. But
Yeah.
in turn, it's a pain in the ass because you got to
A
get the
lot more.
lighting correctly.
Mhm.
Or anytime you move like this, you're going to get the little, the fuzzy out.
There's two streamers I watch, and they're both wicked with green screen. One of them is partnered, and his streams are epic. He's called Doody Beard, and he is the loveliest character ever. But his streams are
Do it.
wild,
Yeah, do it,
wild.
sneakers.
And he's always got different stuff going, different scenes, loads of emotes, and it's just I highly recommend checking out Doody Beard. He's wicked, but he's the king of green screen. But also my really good friend Squiddy, Squiddy, he does green screen as well, and he's tremendously funny with us. We were playing Warzone together. He was streaming at the time, and Squiddy got downed and put out of Warzone. So whilst he was waiting, me and Bama were driving the car, and he was spectating us. So as we were driving through the war zone, Squiddy pulls up the game behind him and like spins his chair around and starts doing this, and it looks like he's bouncing about in the car with us as he's spectating.
Oh yeah, see, yeah.
So he's tremendously clever with his. So I think if you know what you're doing and you've got the gusto and the hard time for it, yeah, green screen's wicked. But I just, me personally, I don't know. It would be a shit show.
And yeah, not only that, like I said, for me, it's just like, if I had an actual studio, to where I could put it up, and do things like that, it'd be a different story. But yeah, no, sneakers, it's like, dude, if you have, that's kind of the reason why, I kind of built this little section in my one of the spare bedrooms we don't use anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Where I work at during the day, I have access to different types of wood. Well, I got a whole remnants of these cedar planks. Mm-hmm. So it was like, okay, doghouse or whatever, I know it's cedar, dog don't matter. But anyways, it kind of resembled, it was cheaper than buying reclaimed wood, to make like an actual doghouse thing. But, if you notice, like up there on the wall, I've got my Jack Daniels bottle that I use.
I was going to ask, see, when I looked at it, I'm like, I can see the light, and I squinted. I thought, that looks like a bottle of Jack up there.
Yeah, Jack
Very
Fire.
Cool. I can see Sneaker saying he's got a wall of pop figures, and he was thinking about using them as a background. This, shamefully, is just a very small part of my collection. I have a ridiculous amount of toys. And I think I've just got them there because I like them. And when I had my kid, I couldn't have them very much because he just wants to rip them open and play with them. And it's like, no, some of these can't be opened because I'm a geek and I won't allow them to be opened. But from my experience in Twitch, I've seen some people with like a washing machine behind them.
Yeah.
Their mom like cooking dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's other people out there who have got really flamboyant backgrounds because they've got the space to do it. So if you've got an entire wall of pop figures, I say do it. If you've got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
And what you could even do if you really wanted to, see if you just get some of those strip LEDs, put them round about them or alongside them, you could illuminate that entire wall up. You could really do something with it. So do it. Do whatever you're comfortable doing, and I can almost guarantee, Sneaker, you'll change along the way. You might start like that, but you'll change and you'll find what works for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, just like we were talking about earlier. I mean, you can have all the flashy lights, you can have all the backgrounds, the backdrops or whatever, but when it comes down to it, it's who the person is sitting behind the camera is what's going to be bringing, bringing the attention to the stream and getting the viewers to stick around.
There is such a thing as too much sometimes as well.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
I look at, pardon me, this is coming from the girl who looks like she's got Toys R Us behind her, but there can be overkill.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes I look at my stream and go, I could get another pop in there. I could squeeze another thing in there. And it's like, P, you really can't. And I mean, this is, you only see a fraction. There's loads of stuff. But we were saying at the beginning, I don't know if you were there at the beginning, Sneaker, I think you were. We do this for our own comfort. That's why I've got this. It's comfort for me. I like it. It's my place and it's what I like. And if people don't like what they see, don't look.
Yeah.
It's for me.
Yeah, it transforms me. When I come into this room, it's just like, it transforms me into, not
Rebel.
really a character, but it unlocks.
You become Rebel Dog.
Yeah, it unlocks me, unlocks me from the daily grind and everything else, and I can forget what's outside that door.
Yeah.
For 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, however long I'm on.
I'm not a mum when I come in here. I'm still, don't get me wrong, I can't quite ignore what's outside
Yeah.
the door. I'm constantly listening in case I need to go out when he's in his bed. But I'm Weepea in here. I'm not a mum. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm Weepea. And I'm in here gaming and doing what I want. I'm comfortable. It's for us. You it's like when Clark Kent takes off his glasses and suddenly becomes Superman. It's like I come in here and I stop being the mum. I stop being day-to-day me and I become Weepea.
Yep.
And I do not that I don't love day-to-day life and love my kid, don't get that crossed, but no. I'm doing what I love in here, right? This is my place, my time.
Yeah.
Some mum times having a glass of wine, a bubble bath, mine's shooting people and cussing like a trucker.
Yeah, that's the same way. I mean, it's like and that's the reason why I transform my content to this, is because the more I've gotten comfortable doing the streaming thing and talking to people, the more I want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to people out there, but I want to, I want to talk to people.
I'm not a people person at all.
No. I mean, I'm if I could do this full time and make the living that I need to be living, I'd be stuck behind here 12 hours a day, and it would not bother me at all.
I'd be extremely happy to be here. And at the moment, I mean, I unfortunately got let go from a job that I took a big risk in taking. They basically put me in probation, used me for the probation and let me go. So no legal stuff, which is fine. I'm fine. I'm good for money and things like that, and I'll get another job. But it's given me so much more time to stream and try daytime streams and stuff, and it's just given me that oomph.
Well, I've noticed on a few of your daytime streams, it's really paid off for you here lately.
Yeah.
The Red Queen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought that was trolls that happened because I got it was a couple of months ago now. I was very unfortunate to get follow botted.
Oh, yeah.
Follow botting is horrific. And this wasn't just like a 50 to 100. I went from having 1.3 or something followers to I had like 4,000 followers on Twitch.
Oh, wow.
And people are like, congratulations on the 4,000. And I'm like, no. And the thing with follow bots are they generally happen when you're live.
Yeah.
So your alerts are just ping, 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 ping. But the demoralizing bit of it is people will skim past and go, she's got 4,000 followers. I like her content. Follow. But then as weeks go on and Twitch start removing these, people are like, shit, what's she done? Why is she dropping followers? And it makes you look bad. So when it came in, it was like someone followed me. And I was like, thanks so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. And I was kind of like, try to look at the names. I hate sometimes as well if you come in my stream with a complex name. Guaranteed, I'm going to use part of it. Someone came in the other night and it was like, Nick. I was like, hey, Nick, thanks for the follow. I thought, I'm going to murder that name. I'm going to attempt that. But when they were coming in, I was like, thanks for the follow. I was like, ping. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Ping. I'm like, thanks for the follow. And I thought, oh no. Because follow bots start with like a follow,
Yeah.
2 or 3
Slowly,
follow.
gradually.
I'm your biggest fan. Hello, Bama. I love you, beige.
Hey,
It starts
Bama.
with like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Then it's like 6 people follow, 10 people follow, and you're like, fuck. And I thought, oh, here we go. And it was happening. I mean, I'm always thankful of every follower I get. And I genuinely, this is God's honest truth, if I don't do it while streaming, when I'm done streaming, I will check all my followers out after it, and I will follow you back if I like what I see. If I don't follow you back, don't take it personally. But I was like, fuck, here we go again. And then next thing it came up, like the Queen's community donated $100. I'm like, say what now? I was like, am I freaking out or someone just donated me $100? And I thought, follow bots, fair enough, but you can't get donation bots. I was like, that's real. Someone's donated me $100. Next thing, $50 comes in. I'm like, what? I'm like, why $50? Then the followers are just ting, 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 ting. There's loads of these like wicked emotes, these little gorgeous emotes. And I'm like, who's this? Queen's community. I'm like, Queen? Who's the Queen? Like Freddie Mercury? Like, what's going on? Like, who's the Queen? And they just kept going, we're the Queen's community. And I'm like, who's the Queen? And they come up, the Red Queen has followed you. It's like, cool, sweet. So then I clicked it. I thought I'll watch it. And when I clicked it, I could see me in her stream. I thought, oh no. And she wasn't raiding me, but she was broadcasting me. I'm like, shit. Like, what's going on here? I briefly looked at the followers and I was like, shit the bed. Oh my God.
Yep.
I was like, seeing the purple tick. I'm like, how's this person found me? And I kind of went with the stream and it was amazing. But then when I checked her out, it's like, I don't know how with the war zone and stuff, how I hadn't found her till then. And she has got the loveliest community, and she is such a sweetheart. She's super nice, and I was so blessed with it. And she's the second partnered streamer to find me. Shady Penguin was another one that found me when I was doing Pokemon, and I had 985 viewers on my Twitch because he came in and raided me, and it was like, oh. And I met loads of people who I'm still friends with now because of his stream, and
it's nice. Yeah,
it's lovely to do. But I mean, the Red Queen, such a sweetheart. She is such a nice woman. She's really lovely. And I was like, why? And she went, just wanted to make your day a little bit better. And I was like, it couldn't have came at a better time. I'd literally lost my job a few days before it, and I thought, do you know what? Stuff like that really makes a difference.
Yeah. Right?
And it was lovely. So I'm kind of hoping I can really push Twitch in the next couple of months, and I don't need to get back to working a dead-end job. I can do it full time. We can dream, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then, and it's like I said, I mean, like I was telling you in the beginning, it's just like Shroud, Ninja, and all them, they were the beginning. So they had it easy. They didn't have to worry about they didn't have to worry about putting work into getting people to come into your stream. Everybody was just automatically there.
Exactly.
So, I mean, being a streamer in the last 5 years is work. And now with the thing that happened with COVID is just like, now it's a whole different ball game. We've got to reinvent ourselves again and try to find out these new viewers that are coming in, what attracts them,
Everything
because
that's been worked so hard for.
Yeah.
You're back to square one.
So it's like everything that we've done in the last 2 years with COVID and everything else and the shutdowns, the lockdowns, it has streamed it has created a whole new viewership that we've got to go back in and try to, revamp it to. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, in order to keep your channels growing and everything else, you can't just be there. You cannot just sit there and hit the live button.
No.
And just hope that people will find you.
You've got competition now. You need to show why you're better than the so many million other people out there streaming now. You need to show your worth. Lockdown as well, because it's easing off now and people are having to go back to work. A lot of followers and a lot of viewers are dropping because they're not at home. They can't watch you now, right? Because they're not there. So it's like a catch-22. If it's something you love, and I say that to anyone that comes into my streams, when you stop getting happiness from streaming and you stop getting pleasure from it, stop streaming.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of work, and it is. It doesn't cut. It's not like I just show up and everything's good to go. I mean, Bama always, we've got this joke with I'm a professional streamer because it's a guarantee I'll go live and the mic's not on or my camera's not, or something goes wrong. And Bama straight away is like, she's a professional streamer. I'm like, yep, here I am, folks. But it's difficult and it is hard work. And if it's not paying off to you and you're not getting, even if it's not paying you off like monetary wise, if you're getting no pleasure from doing it, stop doing it. Yeah, because you'll run yourself into the ground. You're going to mentally break yourself.
Yeah, it's just like I said, I've, as you notice, my camera like goes in and out, yeah. So many people, and I know everybody that's in here now understands what streaming is, but it's just like for the first time, people do just realize it's like they actually do think it's like, oh, you just hit the live button and go live, and it's like, no, you try it. You can. No, you can. You can hit the live button and just go live and just sit behind your computer and play your game.
You can, but it doesn't make for a content creator.
No,
it doesn't. I mean, there's streamers out there that do it, and they only do it. I think some people use Twitch to record their content.
Yeah.
So when they're playing, that's the only reason they go live. And I mean, if that's how they want to do it, do it. But it's like when I first started doing it, my family and my mum was like, oh, so you just play video games? I'm like, no. If I just played video games, I would just be playing video games. And she came into one of my streams. And I mean, she's known in my streams now as Mama P. She FaceTimes me and she gets on the camera and stuff. She's crazy. But she's like, oh my God, you're actually making money from this. And she went on and she was like, people really know you. I was like, uh-huh. It's like, no, but they actually come and watch you. I was like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she couldn't quite believe it. And she's like, and do you just play video games? I was like, yeah, but I chat to them as well and hang out with them. And I've got my main people who are Bama and Bryson, but I've got people who are part of that as well. And they like to not just see me, but they like to see them as well, right? They like to see how we all banter off each other and stuff. So she didn't quite get it, and she's blown away by it that I can make money and I've got my happiness doing what I love.
Yeah. No, yeah, and that's the way my family. It's one thing I was going to ask you about too. It's just like you just like I said. So far, my interviews have been so easy. I don't have to do nothing but just let them talk.
I've answered all your questions.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like that was one of the questions I was asked. It's like, how does your family, do they support you, and do they,
within reason? My mum does, but it's kind of like, oh, your video game thing. And I'm like, yeah, no, I got to pay out for this. Oh, that's good. Like my sister's like, oh, that's cool. My eldest sister's like. I get pictures from her and she's like FaceTiming me, watching me on her TV, and she's like, I'm so proud right now. And she actually sent me a very cute video of my youngest nephew watching me on her TV and Twitch, and he's like, when I grow up I want to be like Auntie P. And I was like,
oh.
And I thought, see, that was cute, and it wasn't prompted, he just said it off his own back. And even my sister was like, oh my God, that's so cute. I was like, I know. So yeah, they do. And I mean, being a mum's, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Trying to do this because it's tiring. Yeah. But I'm really fortunate that he has got a great father who is, it's not even like helps out. He's wicked with him. And I don't have as much worries because I get my days, and there's been days where his dad say, listen, I'm going to take him out and do this. I'm going to go and do this and do that because you need to do this. And there's been like days where I've been streaming and he just steps up and lets me stream and lets me do what I do, and will do whatever he can to help me do it. So I'm fortunate that way. And I think without him helping with the little dude, I'd struggle. I don't think I'd be able to do it. So I'm fortunate that way, that the support I do have, I've got a very good support network behind me to help me out.
Yeah, and that's what's, because that's, with me, that's why I like to understand. It's like, because sometimes you just feel like it's you against the world when you're doing this. And so, because like with me, all my family are older, all my sisters and brothers, they're all older. Now I do have a few nieces that come through here and, talk to me every once in a while. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, my brothers and sisters, this is like a totally different world that they just do not. It's like when,
they don't get it.
Yeah, they just don't understand. They think it's just laziness. You're just sitting behind a computer, and it's like, no, it's
Yeah.
fun. It's therapeutic, and it's also you can make money at the same time doing it if you're good enough at doing it.
I didn't come in here
And
to make money. I came in here
no,
to do it. And then when I started making money, I was like, all right,
yeah,
bet I'm going to keep at this. And I would love to do it full time. I really would. If I could afford to, I really would. I think if I didn't have my son, I probably could. But there's bills to pay, right?
yeah,
And although I've made some pretty good money from Twitch, I stick by it. Most of my money goes back into my stream, if
yeah,
not all of it goes back into my stream. I'll either buy new equipment to make it better for people, make the experience better, or it goes back into subscriptions for other streamers whom I
yeah,
want to support and stuff like that. Not that I'm saying everyone who does Twitch should do that, especially if it is your full-time job. And if this does become, excuse me, my full-time job at the minute, it kind of is, then the money will need to start going towards electricity and gas and payments like that. It will. But I think when I was fortunate, when I had a job and I was doing this, I didn't need the money from Twitch, right? I didn't need it. But it was nice. And people do see it as, so what, you just sit there and play video games? That it's always that. So you just play video games? I'm like, no, it's not that. It's a community. It's like hanging out at your favorite bar. It's hanging out with your friends. And I said that at the beginning, and I'll say it again. I've got people I've not even met in person, and they are like my best friends. And since meeting them, there hasn't been a day where I haven't spoken to them, and I speak to them about almost everything. And we're just people who are like thousands of miles away. Me and Bama, for example, I don't know if she found me in TikTok or I found her. Either way, we found each other in TikTok, and she was just starting out streaming. And she'd streamed a few times before without a camera, and this is so funny. I went live this night, and I noticed she was live. I was like, right, sweet, met this really nice chick in TikTok. We're going to go and raid her. And unbeknownst to me, it was her first time ever using a camera on Twitch. She had one viewer, and I think it was her husband at the time, 1 or 2 viewers. And in we go, 25 strong, like, boom, Weepea raid, hype. And she just went, thanks. Thank you. And I was like, shit, we've broke this chick. And I'm like, hey, I was talking to you on TikTok, like, how are you? And she's like, oh, I'm really good, thanks. But you can see her like clicking stuff. And I thought, fuck, I've really broke this chick. And then she eventually faced up and she went, that was the first time I'd ever went live with a camera and I didn't know what to do. And you know what it's like when you get your first raid, you do kind of go, you're like Garth from Wayne's World, you do get really awkward. You're like, thanks. And she was quite quiet. She came off as quite quiet, Bama. And I think she was in my chat the following day. She said, I'm still that awkward. No, you're not. You're not when I'm there. But she came into my next stream, and I can't remember who it was. Someone was chatting shit to the chat, and Bama kind of bit back. It was all banter, but she bit back. I was like, woof, shark has fangs. I was like, quiet girl's got a sting to her. And then she was just bantering, and some of the stuff she was saying, I thought, all right, okay, she can handle it. She can handle herself. And I said, you can stay. You can stay. You're funny, and you are given as good as you get, kind of thing. And then she kind of just became part of the squad. I'm like, listen, this chick's really funny. I want to get her in. And when she first came into the party chat, she was quite kind of like quiet, but she was still joining in. And looking at her now, she's just ballsy. She is funny, absolute heart of gold, but she is funny. And she's totally come out of her shell. And that's, again, Twitch, TikTok, meeting people, meeting me, meeting Bryson, and that's what Twitch is great for. It connects people, and I think it gives people confidence that they don't get in real life, and it's been wicked to see. She's literally, her and Bryson are my best friends, and I adore them, and I'm so thankful that I found them both. It's awesome.
Yeah, and it's the same way with me too. It's just like I found so many, sneakers. I have a couple other mods, Chad and stuff like that. I consider them, my closest friends because they're here with me every stream, just about. Yeah. So they understand, what goes on in real life and stuff like that. Yeah. And
that's like Bama and Bryson. They know Weepea, but they also know personal P as well.
But so yeah, I mean, it's just yeah. But as a woman creator, I mean, I think we've answered this in the beginning, but it's just like, do you think you? I mean, do you actually think that, like, people come in and say, do you think that you have it easier as a female creator over a male creator?
Nope. I think we've got it harder.
So yeah,
because we get it straight at the looks. It's like the old school. Like, it's like the woman who was attacked was asking for it because she had a low-cut top on, right? Was she asking for it? Was she asking to be absolutely abused and have her life ruined because she wore a pretty top that day? No. Because I've got different anatomy and big, pretty eyelashes. Does that mean that I'm any less of a gamer or any less of a person? No. Am I someone you can speak down to? No. So I don't necessarily want to say that women have got it harder than guys. That's not fair. But I do think we get a lot more stick because there's still that stigma with some people where women can't game. Women can't do a guy's job. Women can't do this. Women can't do that. And I think women get a lot of stick for it. They do. And I mean, I still get trolls in the daily, and they're probably watching right now. The trolls always do that. They hate on you, but they watch, so hi. But I get messages, and I get, you're fat, you're ugly, you can't play for shit. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And it's anonymous accounts. Do you know what I mean? See, if you're going to come at me, put some gusto behind it, put your name to it. Be proud. But they're not. It's like Mr. Random Guy account created 2 days ago. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to lose sleep over you. Oh, no. And it doesn't bother me, but it will bother some people. Some people are going to take it to heart, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I get a lot of sleazies and a lot of creeps. And we had this standard joke. We've got guys in my stream that come in and go, I'm your biggest simp. And I'm like, don't simp to me, stop it. But it's all good banter. But I do get some very, very creepy messages from people who are like, I watch your Twitch all the time, but I never speak to you. I'm like, okay, thanks, I think. And you need to try and be firm, but be polite, right? You need to remember your face is out there. Yeah. You're the leader of the show. And I could be wrong, but I don't imagine there's going to be guys out there getting females saying, send me nudes, or I dream about you. Do you know, like, okay. But I mean, there's a thing in my chat, Betty's for titties, and I laugh. I'm like, yay, Betty's for titties, but you're never seen my titties. Never happened. And I actually put something on Instagram a while ago, and it's like, thank you so much to all my followers, even though I've never shown my tits. And that's the way it's always going to be. Yeah, I think women do get, guys get stick as well, but I think women get a lot more stick on here than guys do. Definitely.
See, it's almost like I sent her my entire question list, you know, because like I said, she went through every single question that I had so far, which is good.
I've covered it.
Yeah.
It's because I read them all, so I wasn't going to sit here and go like that. Yes, I think this. No, I think that. I thought, no, we're just going to hang. I'm going to go and hang with Rebel and chat it out.
And that's what it is. Yeah, that's what I want everybody. You know, it's just like you said. I look at it this way: if I can walk into a community like yours, like anybody else's, and I can just kick back and
relax.
Sorry, I had to auto mod.
No, you're okay.
But yeah, if I can just kick back and just like that, like you said, that one viewer says, you know, it's like being at home. You know, it's just like. And I think more people would love that more than just, because I think some of these bigger streamers, they just come in because they're bigger streamers.
Yeah.
You know, they're hoping to sit there and put in, you know, just like Tim the Tap Man and Nick Mercs, you know, for them, because I watch them because I like watching their content because they are funny to watch, especially when they're playing together. But it's just like you see their chat continuously rolling, and every once in a while I'll slow it down just to kind of see what some of the people are saying. It's like they're literally trying to get this streamer, they're trying to get Tim or Nick's attention, you know, by...
Notice me, same thing.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, I want to get in there all the time. It's just like, dude, they're not going to notice you. It's not because they don't know you. It's just because this is not what they're here for.
Going fast.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're not here for community. They're here for the gameplay. You know, they're sponsored and they're paid by these games to play these games.
Yeah.
you know, and they're paid by Twitch as part of their contract to do what they're doing, you know.
And they're multitasking as well. You're
Yeah.
trying to control a stream, you're trying to control a game and control a chat and do it all at once. You need to be all over the place. I had someone a while ago going, I'm unfollowing you because you didn't say hi to me. I was like,
Yep.
all right, bye.
Yeah.
See you later. And it's like, I'm not going to sit there and go, oh no, please don't unfollow me. Please don't
Yeah.
hi. No, I've not said hi to you because I'm mean. It's because you've unfortunately got lost in a crowd of comments.
Yeah.
And if I'm gaming and I'm looking, I might miss your comment if I look at the wrong time. But guaranteed, when I'm in the gulag or I'm out that game, I'll scroll up and I'll catch up. And I look mental because the joke's passed and I'm going 5 minutes later because I've only just seen it. But it's difficult sometimes. Follows as well. The amount of times I've had people follow me and I've never checked them out because the follow's never showing up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've only noticed the unfollow when I've checked Wisebot and they've unfollowed me. I'm like, oh, who is this person? Why did I never see they had followed me? Do you know that way? So it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
So
it's fun.
You were talking about, like, you said that you've been harassed before in chat. Yeah. So what were kind of the steps? I mean, did you have your mods ban them, or what do you do when you have somebody like that?
More often or not, before I get a chance to see them, I just look and someone's been timed out and I'm like, huh? What happened? And it's because the mods have been like, nope. They're like, we're not. And there was one Tony, the real fat Tony, who's known as a Pitbull mod. Tony doesn't like anything slide. Like Bama and everyone else will give you warnings. Tony, nope. Tony's straight in. And I've had people chat in my chat and Bama's given them a warning or Bryson's warned them, and I'm like, y'all are lucky that Tony's not in here right now, because Tony wouldn't even. Tony, you'd be gone. You'd be like banned indefinitely, not even timed out. But more often or not, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. And I've had mods time people out that I've been talking to, and I've said, no, like untime them. I want them back in. I want to finish this conversation. Some people just the nasty stuff generally isn't public. It isn't on streams. It's whispers.
Yeah.
Or direct messages.
Oh wow.
And that just shows what even more of a coward they are. You know, they've no, and there's no name to it. But the stuff that I get in stream is stuff that's trying to get me banned. Like Nick Gurr. So they want me to say the name out loud, so it sounds like something different. Like, nearly got me.
Mm-hmm.
But no, generally I'll just get like the usual "your shit." I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. Isn't it past your bedtime?
Exactly.
The private messages, though, that's another reason I play my cards close to my chest with my personal stuff, because that is when it's scary. If a troll was to come at me and mention a name of my kid, my family, anything like that, that's when I would go, okay, wait a minute, that's scary, because you know this. And the people I know in Twitch who know these details, there's a small amount of them, so I'll be able to choke enough people and find out who it is or who's said what. But no, a lot of them are, it is just like, you're fat, you're ugly, you can't game, you're shit, I hate your accent, I don't like your setup. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, bye. Yeah. I really don't care about it. But when you keep getting the same thing again and again, you think, is this the one troll? Is this different trolls? And if people think I'm ugly, that's on them. I can't change that I'm ugly if I'm ugly in their eyes. I can't do it. I'm fine. Ugly to me is not just a look, right? It's ugly's a whole thing.
Yeah.
You can be stunning to look at, but be the ugliest person and have such an ugly heart. And I mean, I don't care if I've got a face like a smacked ass. I know I'm not a bad person. So it's like, you can't be funny and gorgeous. You got to pick a struggle, right? So I generally don't let them get to me. And it's hard sometimes. It's easier said than done, because they will niggle at the back of your mind and you think, is that true? Do other people think that? And it's not so much the ugly things, it's like the accent thing. More often or not, I get people in my chat going, I love your accent. I'm only here for the accent.
I love the accent.
See, loads of people say it. So when I get trolls going, I hate your accent, I'm like, well, 25 other people in my chat love it, so see you later. But I think it's trying not to let them get to you. If it happens publicly, generally the mods are straight on it. If the mods aren't around, I'm straight on it. I don't entertain it. I just time it out. Sometimes I'm like a cat with a ball of yarn. I like to toy with them a little and play with them, and
Exactly.
then I kick them out. Sometimes I'll just school them. The word's mightier than the sword, and the pen's mightier than the sword. And I will absolutely, very intelligently rip them to pieces. I'll shred them for ass paper live on stream, and they shut up and eventually drop out because they've come in and tried to be big and brave, and they've been put in their ass. They've went, all right, okay, I'm just going to leave now.
I like sitting there telling them, it's just like, you know what, you guys keep coming in here doing this and doing this. You know, all it's going to do is just make me, you're going to make me money off of what you're doing, because now I'm going to put this clip on YouTube and totally run your name through the mud, you know, everything else, and everybody's going to see who you are. But in turn, you know, there's a chance that I might make a few bucks off of it. So, yeah,
exactly.
Go ahead.
It's going to go to my advantage. I'm just going to turn it around and make it better. I actually shared it was a guy that in TikTok, because my motto is gamers helping gamers. Yeah. Streamers helping streamers and gamers helping gamers within reason. And this guy contacted me on TikTok and was like, he added me, I added him back, and he dropped me a message, and the message straight away, and I think I did it initially in Twitch. I'm like, hey, I'm P, follow me on Twitch. Just went straight in with it. But this guy came in and went, this is my Twitch. If you don't mind subscribing, that would be great. Thanks. I was like, and I literally just went, hard pass. Sorry. And he came back and he went, what do you mean? I was like, maybe start with a hi, how are you? And he went like that. He went, no, I've given you my Twitch. Drop me a subscription, something like that. And I went, no, sorry, it doesn't work like that. And he went like that. Maybe you should lose the gamers helping gamers part in your bio. And I went at him. I was like, dude, give me a reason to subscribe to you. Show me, get to know me, ask me about me, show me. I was like, go into my community, go to my Twitch, see what I'm about, say, hi, my name's so-and-so. This is what I do. I've been looking at your stuff. I stream this, blah, blah, blah. You can't just go, you want to buy a car? People like, well, I wasn't really looking for a car. Let's like, buy my car. I'm like, why should I buy it? Just buy it. I'm like, no. But if they go, listen, this car is just had brand new seats, full new suspension put in it. It's got really low mileage. You're going to be like, all right, okay, I'll take that. It's like, give me a reason to want to subscribe to you. Give me a reason to follow you. And it's not like, prove your worth to me. It's not like that. But don't just come at me and go, here's my Twitch, please subscribe. No, that's $5. It can go to someone else. It's not going to go to you. But
exactly,
you get the odd nasty one. But the trolls I get are they're pretty mild, pretty harmless. The follow bot was demoralising, and I got 2 of them a week apart, and that was about 1,000 at a time, and that was hard.
So yeah, you know, that's when you were talking about those follow bots earlier. It's just like, yeah, I got a couple of them there throughout. I think it was like at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And a lot of these were not like during. I got a couple of them during the lives, but most of them were like, I would just like open up my channel to check my dashboard or something like that during the day at work, and it's just like, you know, I'd increase like 100, 200, 300. You know, it's just like, you know, I mean, I do run some contests every once in a while, you know, because like you said, the money I get from the stream, 99% of it goes back into it.
Yeah.
And since I'm an affiliate with Technique, usually I give a bunch of Technique giveaways. I've given away, like, actually, I'm getting ready to ship out another chair that I just gave away.
Wow.
But, you know, so yeah, the money that comes into the stream, even this channel, the money that comes into this channel, not because this is different than my personal channel, and I wanted to do it that way. Just like I told you in the beginning, I'm going to decline the affiliate agreement, and if later on down the road it becomes to the point, I'll decline the partnership agreement.
Of course.
Just because I want this channel
to be for this only.
Yeah, and if you guys want to donate to it, you can go to the website, and there's a link on the website to donate, you know. But other than that, this channel is to bring people together and to focus more on that than trying to focus the money side of it.
I think I'm really looking forward to the other, not just females, but the other females you've got. I know you've got one coming up tonight as well, soon, actually. In the next hour, I believe you've got another person coming in. Yeah. Is it Zombie you've got tonight?
No, tonight is we're doing the artist, independent artist creator.
Independent artist.
Yeah.
See, that I'm looking forward to seeing that as well, because I think that's going to, it's like the way I stream and the way I carry myself might not fit some people, but might fit others. And I think it's going to be good for females out there who want to game that are too scared to do the streaming thing, right? Or don't know how to go about it. And seeing the hardships I've faced, someone might have faced worse than I have, or
Yeah.
not as much. So it's going to give people an insight, I think. And there's no unicorn. There's no funny commands and sounds, and there's no competing here.
Yeah.
It's just you and me. And it's been wicked, but it's been good actually getting to just chat with you as well. It's been nice. We need to do this more often.
Yeah.
just have a chat.
Yeah.
But it's been great, and I really think what you're doing is wicked. And I know there is people out there doing podcasts and stuff, and you've got your Spotify thing that you do as well. And I think it's wicked, and I think it's going to be great, and it'll be a great insight. It'll be great to see.
Yeah, and like I said, I've seen a lot of people do. You know, I'm not trying to take anything away, but like you said, it's like I want this to introduce. The main focus behind doing this was the fact to bring other people together that would probably never see each other.
Yeah,
you know, it's like my, it's just like I had 2 on the last show. I had a back-to-back. I had Reanimator. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she was a mixer partner. She's actually been around since like right before Beam, which turned into Mixer.
Right. Okay.
And so when the Mixer shut, she was with Mixer. I think she said she got partnered within 6 months on Mixer, so she'd been with Mixer all the way up until it shut down.
Yeah.
And then she came to Twitch, and she became partner on Twitch.
Wow.
But she plays a lot of. She's a scary game player, a horror game player, and stuff like that.
Phasmophobia and stuff like that.
But she's got podcasts, she's got talk show, or not. She's got a talk show. She's got YouTube videos, TikTok video. I mean, she is the epitome of a busy creator.
Yeah.
You know, she has got things everywhere. But she's a great gal too. She was one of my first streamers when I first started looking for streamers. But she's gonna help us out Tuesday night with the Twitch talk, or the Twitch talk, the creator tips. And so, but yeah, I'm kind of like all over the place this month. It's just because I had so many people wanting to do things that I had to adjust times, to get everybody together. Because I put out,
me.
yeah, and like I said, I want to do more things on the weekend because of this, because it gives time for for you guys across the pond to not be up at 4 a.m. watching this, but it's like, but yeah.
I mean, I'm the queen of past broadcasts. I catch a lot of past broadcasts. I can't catch your lives, but I'll watch your past broadcasts.
But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of hopefully, I want to bring people together. I've seen so many talk shows out there that just sit there and just, you might, that's what I did. I went through a bunch of podcasts before I started doing this. A ton of them. And it's just like all these went for maybe about 6-7 episodes, and then they were done.
Yeah.
But there is more work in putting together one of these than there is putting together a stream.
Yeah, I mean, when you first asked about it, I was like, are we doing this in Discord? How are we doing it? You said it's a bit like Zoom. I was like, all right, okay. And I kind of left it up to you. And then before you sent me the link for it, I started going, do I need to download Zoom? Is it actually Zoom? I was like, oh my God. And when you sent the link, it was like, all right, I just need to show up. I just need to log on. I'm safe.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's wicked. I think it's really going to pull audiences in, and I can't wait to see the rest of it. I can't wait to see even more of them. And I didn't even know about your Spotify. I feel horrible. No. I didn't know you had a Spotify thing, and I listened to the ones that are already on there. And it's incredible. You're very, very clever, and you're very, very, very talented at the stuff you do. And I don't think you get enough credit for it, to be quite honest. It's wicked.
People usually don't make me blush, but she's getting ready to make me blush. But no,
specialty.
And that's what I do too. And it's just like I said, it's not for me. Like I said, that's the main reason why I'm not taking any monetization on the Twitch channel. Is for the fact because I don't want, like I said, if y'all want to do it, I'm already monetized on well, not on Trovo right now, but on Glimish I'm already monetized. Yeah. But if you want to, if you guys feel the need and want to be more, if you go to the website, it should be in the links on the front page. There should be a place to donate on there, but it's not necessary. This is my. I tried the gaming thing, and I like gaming, and it's relaxing, but I want to do something more. I feel like there's more you can do with these platforms than just game. So I figured
Well,
I've
if you
got
can do hot tub streams, why can't you do this?
yeah, and I've gotten real comfortable talking with people, and like I said, I've been so blessed with the people that come on because it's people I already knew, so it's kind of like it's got me out of
There's
my
no awkward.
yeah, it's got me into in a comfort zone now to where now I'm able to start sending emails out to people I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
scary. You're a big brave dog though. You'll be okay.
And I've got an independent artist that's trying to find a time to come on. He's an up and coming rapper.
Wow.
I've also got an independent indie artist. As soon as she gets done with what she's doing, she's thinking about coming on.
Wicked.
It's just people that's just found me out of the blue. So that kind of like stem my, because I really did. It's like, nah, I'm going to do a few of these and just not worry about it. But when I started getting these people, verified people on Twitch and stuff like that coming in, sitting there saying, hey, hi, what are you doing? I'd love to be on your show sometime. Just let me get me a clear schedule.
Yeah.
So and I tell
good. They're reaching out to you.
Yeah, and I tell them too. It's like I sit there and I go, don't expect like overnight success, because I've got very, we're just starting this, so the viewership and everything is very low.
And
so.
the guinea pig.
Yeah.
for tonight, I'm tonight's guinea pig.
No, well, no, and you're the very first, and the reason why the special edition of the Creator Showcase, we have Creator Showcases all the time, but this is she's the very first one. She's the first guest of the special edition.
First lady.
Yeah, and I hope to do this like a continuous thing, maybe like on a Saturday or a Sunday. That way, everybody can get involved with it. But
definitely,
the next
try and get Red Queen on. That'd be awesome.
If I talked to her on TikTok, I might do that.
Oh, I'd love that. I'm going to totally name drop. I'm going to contact her later. Like, yeah, go on Rebel, sure. Go on it. Do it. Not just for Rebel, but I kind of want to be nosy and know more about you because she fascinates me. She's wicked. She's such a nice person. I'd love to know more.
And she's hilarious. Because I found her on TikTok too. I found Red Queen on TikTok. That's what when I seen one of your videos and your post about being rated by her, and I go, oh, that's so fucking cool.
See, I knew nothing about her. I didn't have her on TikTok. I didn't have her on Twitch, and it's quite sad actually. She just didn't exist to me at all, and our community is so good. I mean, it's very similar to mine. She doesn't cuss anywhere near as much as I do at all. But the way the mentality of her community and the way they act is similar to mine, and she's just wicked. And I mean, she knows Copo as well, and I'm like, huh? How have I not found this chick before? And it's made me wonder, like, who else is out there that I'm either just missing time zones or I'm just not finding them. Shows you how big and scary it is. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to with this, is finding artists, content creators, people that I might not know about that are going to appear on this show. Do you know that way? And I think it's going to be great because it's going to get not necessarily followers, but it's going to pique people's interest. People could watch this past broadcast and go, no, she's not for me. Other people would go, I like the look at that. She is for me. So no, I think it's wicked. And I think if you get Red Queen on here, I'm going to get myself a big old bowl of popcorn and cancel whatever I'm doing. I'll be there.
And that's another thing too, is it's like you get to see people that, they're out of their element to a point, they're not behind a screen playing the game. And I think if you become, like I said, it's the psychology thing kicks around in me. It's like if you become more personalized or find out something a little bit not too personal, but you see the real person. If you see the real person behind something when they're not doing something, they're gonna like, maybe later on it's like, oh, hey, wait a minute, I saw you on that YouTube channel. Yeah. Or you're a pretty cool chick, or it's not like
you're going to find people you didn't know about as well. You didn't know existed.
So and like I said, and cross platform, different cultures and different people, different walks of life and everything else, and that's the motto, that's the motto of the Doghouse. I found that motto, and I'm glad I found a non-copyrighted song that I can use as my title song. Is be what you want to be, not what others want to see.
Exactly.
So basically that just basically means one thing. It's like, you do you, don't conform to what other people think you should be.
I like it. I say that to anyone who, whenever you pop in my stream and talk about your streaming, that I love the whole, is it like the pub or the bar? There's just like, sometimes you will literally just hang out
Yeah.
on your stream. You will just hang out and just banter and have a laugh. And it's wicked that you do that. It's like, it is like just going to the bar with your mates, go and have a couple of beers and hang out. And it's, again, it's not just gaming.
Yeah.
It's seeing a side of you and seeing what you do, and it's awesome. It might not be to everyone's taste, but I think it's wicked. I find it fascinating. Yeah. Really fascinating. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate. Like I said, damn, it's getting late for you, isn't it? It's almost 11 o'clock.
11:05. No, that ain't late. I'm a vampire. I'm just starting.
You're a vampire. You're just getting ready.
Yeah, no, I mean, my streams, I've been streaming a bit earlier, for mainly because my kitten's broke its leg and I need to keep an eye on it and stuff like that. But I've got the opportunity to stream a bit earlier when my son was away with his dad for the weekend. They're like on holiday, and they were away like Friday right up until a few hours ago.
Oh, okay.
And I had no kid to bath, so I'm like, yeehaw, I'm going to start streaming early because I can. And that's why I stream at 9, because I need to bath him, get him to bed, and do all that stuff. Plus, I want to spend time with my kid when he gets back from preschool and things like that, and back from nursery. But yeah, even when I come off, it's not like when I finish streaming, I don't necessarily go to bed. I need to wind down.
Yeah.
After my stream. So more often than not, I am up to like 2-3 a.m. And that's, believe it or not, I'm winding down by shooting people in Warzone and playing zombies and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the winding down, not from the gaming. I can literally stop gaming and go to sleep. It's the winding down from the entertaining, the chat and the hanging out. You don't just leave a nightclub and fall asleep unless you're absolutely stocious drunk. So no, although it is somewhat late, no, I'll be up for a while. Yeah, I'm going to go and shoot some people, I think, for a little bit on video games, of course. I'm not a gunman. I keep saying I'm going to go and shoot some people, and people are like, okay. So yeah, no, it is late, but it's not late, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
But when's your chick coming on? It's like in an hour, under an hour now, is it not? Is it not midnight? Or is it 1
Yeah,
my
I think
time?
dark comes in at 6, so at my time for another 45 minutes.
Yeah, you better go. I better let you go.
No, I mean, I've got everything already set up and everything else, but no, it's, you know, and it's one thing too, I try not to, because my very first stream, if you go on YouTube and you find the very first stream, it was an 8-hour stream, almost. Jeez,
your first ever stream was 8 hours? I think mine was 45 minutes.
I'm talking about the doghouse one. I think it was like a total of...
I thought you meant your first ever stream.
No, it was like an hour.
Really?
Yeah, no. Actually, the clip of my very first streams on my Twitch account, on my main Twitch account, it's at the very, very bottom of the thing. I think it's it's the only highlight. Yeah, it's bad. It was my I keep that one on. I deleted all the other ones, and I keep that one on there as a reminder for myself where I came from. You know, so and what I can improve.
See, I forgot to save mine. I didn't realize that they auto deleted, and then by the time I realized that, my first ever stream was gone. And I don't have it, and it breaks my heart that it's
highlights. They don't get rid of highlights.
It was never highlighted.
Yeah, I mean, if you go in and highlight something just to keep it, highlights will never go away unless you delete it.
At the time, unfortunately, and it's gone now. I'd have loved to have seen my awkward laptop stream. I actually had my webcam balancing on a stack of DVDs because I didn't have something to hold it. And I would love to actually have seen how it was, but hey ho, here we are.
I have, I think my very first stream, well, like I said, I think it was like my first couple of times I did it, but it was just like, yeah, it was very, I mean, I can find it and show you. It was very fucking nasty. I mean, it's not really nasty. It was just.
How awkward are you though?
Yeah.
Are you super awkward?
Yeah.
I don't think I've met anyone who's come into their first stream and are not awkward. Who are not, and you don't thank it because like my first stream, I didn't have notifications, I didn't have banners and stuff, so I was getting people following me, and I wasn't even like paying attention to them because I didn't know.
Gotta wait till awful. I gotta wait till the ad goes away.
No, of course.
But yeah, no, it's just like, and that's one thing is, it's like, I mean, I was like totally fucking clueless. Like I said, most people, And it's another thing too. I was going to tell you guys. It's like those people like Shroud and all them. They already had a community built before they came into streaming.
See, I've had a few people. There's one, and I'm not going to name and shame anyone. That's not my style. There's one person who was on Mixer, and they had a really big following in Mixer, and they came over to Twitch, and they automatically had like 2,000 followers. And they're like, "Oh, I've only been in Twitch 8 months, and I've got like 7,000 followers." I'm like, "Yeah, but 4,000 of them, or whatever thousand of them, come over from Mixer. Let's not forget." Look at Itty Bitty Rebel.
Look! I'm like terrified.
You're just staring.
Look at the
straight
graphics, man. The graphics were just nasty.
I do like the logo, I must admit. That's badass. The Rebel Dog Gaming. Love it. It's funny that, like, how everyone, when they started, and I remember that, everything was something gaming. No one just comes in with a name.
Yeah.
It was like Weepea Gaming, Rebel Dog Gaming. Some people still use it, and that's wicked, but I know when everyone's that mine was, I don't even think I was Weepea. I think I was Peevil Knievel Gaming or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. It's something.
Yeah, I think that's like I think it's what your email comes across as.
But there's still loads that still use something gaming, and that's fine. It's totally fine. But it just made me laugh that now looking at me is just Weepea, and you as Rebel Dog, that you had Rebel Dog Gaming. Starts off for the gaming.
I mean, my business, the business side of it is Rebel Dog Gaming, but you know, when I go to file my taxes every year.
Yeah, but your actual head, mine is a Peevil Gaming Twitch or P Gaming Twitch. Yeah, so that's what all my business does and stuff like that, and my emails and things like that. But it just made me laugh when I seen the Rebel Dog Gaming. It's like, oh, there it is. That's how you know it's a newbie.
Oh, the one
I was like that as well.
The one that cracks me up is the TTVs.
Oh, see that gets me in Warzone because people are honestly so silly with that, right? Because I had this dude, and I was like, I'm going to teach this guy a lesson, and the only reason I'm teaching him a lesson is in the death comms. He called me. I really don't want to say it as SLUT. I'm not going to say it out loud on Twitch, but he screamed that you're an effing SLUT, and I was like, please. But this idiot with his full Twitch title as his gamer tag and TTV. And I went, all right, let's go and see who was live but him. And I thought, all right, okay, cool. And I came back from the gulag. I'm like, all right. So I went straight to where he was. Smacked him, ran. Smacked him, ran. They're hacking. Blah. Smacked him, ran. Smacked him. And eventually I just took him out. I was like, I've put him down. He came back from the gulag, and I could hear him on his stream going, I'm going to go and get this bitch, blah, blah, blah. So I waited.
Oh, wow.
Knowing he was going, and he came back, and I took him down. And he's like, she's hacking. And I went straight on his Twitch. I was like, listen, dipshit. Don't go live in Twitch and have TTV in your name, then trash other gamers, because we are going to come on your Twitch and we are going to stream snipe you. And I've just handed your ass to you. Watch your mouth. And he's like, that's hacking. And I'm like, it's not hacking because you're a dumbass. Don't do it. So no, when I see the TTVs, I'm like, oh, you're just opening your ass. You're going to sit in your stream and go, why are we so trash? Why is it so sweaty tonight? Because you're giving your Twitch out to your enemies. Don't do it.
It's just like, it's like giving your position away in a war. It literally, you know.
It's like you may as well just give them your IP address and stuff. They found you. They're going to watch what you're doing, and they're going to mess with you. That's how you're getting cluster strikes every 2 minutes straight in your location. Yeah. So I get it. The TTVs, when I see them, I think, oh, bless you. When they come back and get you, bless. But no, I ain't going to do it. Someone said about putting it. It was like, oh, that could be a good way to get my Twitch out there when I first started. And I went, Unagi. I was like, wait a minute, I remember. No, this will happen to me.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, I never do it. If I'm playing Warzone, I don't go and look for people's Twitches. But if you're going to talk shit to me, I'm going to go and find your Twitch, and I'm going to make an ass of you.
Yeah, I love it when those kids come in and do that. It's like, oh, you're hacking. It's like, like you said, because I've done the same thing. You know, we've got me and my mods have gone in. If we're playing games and we see TTV and they're being, shitheads, we'll find them and we'll stream snipe them. And it's like the only time it's illegal is if you're in a competition.
Exactly. It's a douche thing to do if you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, just to get the upper hand. That doesn't make for a good gamer. But if you're going to be like, like screw your mom, then I'm going to come stream snipe the absolute shite out you and make an arse of you. don't do it. Do you know what I mean? That's the mum coming out in me. That's like, no, I'm going to send you to your room. I'm going
Exactly.
to teach you a damn lesson. But no, you're. It's another thing. It's a learning curve for these people as well, right? You're opening yourself up to a whole host of shit. And if you've not got streamers who've experienced it and are able to tell you about it, you're going to learn the hard way. We learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way with a lot of things.
Yep.
And you need to rethink your strategies. But yeah, no, the TTVs are up there with the gaming things. It's a learning curve. You just look and you go, oh, you're a baby.
Yeah.
You're new. You're just a bubby.
That's the reason why every time you see a TTV, it's like you could tell they have not been in streaming more than a few months.
No.
You know.
No, because they're putting their like Twitch everywhere. It's in every single bio and their personal details. I had someone who came in with an anonymous account, but they weren't that anonymous. So instead of it being Bama Girl, it was like Girl Bama. They'd just flipped their name round. I searched in Xbox, I found their gamer tag, found everything. And it turned out it was a 13-year-old boy from Arkansas, apparently, who, when I eventually got talking to him, started talking about like incels and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, kid, you're 13. I ain't messing with you. And I went straight to Twitch and reported him on Xbox, and he now doesn't exist.
Nice.
Because he wasn't clever enough. He literally just flipped his name round.
Yeah.
Like he like laughs in disguise, like thinks he's dead sneaky, and it's like, dude, you're feeling no one. I found you. And if I can find, and women, don't be mistaken, women are better than the FBI at finding stuff.
That is true.
We find out if you see if the guy comes in and goes, oh, I'm trying to look for an old high school buddy. It's like, you put the FBI cap on. Like, what colour eyes does he have? I'll find him.
That is true.
You'll get found out, and it's something that you need to be savvy when you do it. Don't give away too much. Be real, but don't give them your details. People are like, I want to send you this. I'd love to. They wanted me when I was doing Pokemon to do opening Pokemon cards. And they're like, oh, can we send them to you? And I'm like, I'm going to get a P.O. box set up for that. I ain't giving you my address. I'm not putting that out there. Not a chance. So, be savvy, be clever.
Yeah, and that's one thing, speaking of that, that's one thing any streamer needs to know. It's like anybody that watches this now or in the future, it's just like if you have anything that shows anything about where you live, where you are, I mean, I really don't care. People know, 90% of the people I talk to know I'm from Oklahoma. I mean, if people really want to come to me, I will give you my address and you can come get me. I don't care. You just won't probably make it back out the door, but
Exactly.
But it's the fact, it's just like, do not leave, if you make sure your area that your camera is viewing, make sure that it does not have anything that has anything personal. No. Because it can be, if it's something as small as a school mascot jacket sitting behind you, they can find you.
Or one of a kind action figure or something like that. I mean, I've got people who know me in day-to-day life that are in my stream, and that's fine. But the people who don't know me aren't going to find out much more about me unless I choose to allow it. Basically, and that's not just for me. I've got my son to protect and my family and loads of stuff, and that's when it becomes scary. When people break that little bubble you've got, that's when it's like, okay, shit's getting real right now. And realistically, I'm in Scotland. I'm not worried about someone from Texas saying they're going to beat my ass. Like, all right, enjoy your £2,000 plane trip. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm more worried about someone who's like 4 miles down the road.
Yeah.
And I ain't worried about them coming to beat my ass because it's going to be like a Disney film. They're going to have birds flying around their head. But I'm worried about the safety of my son. My son's safe place, his home, and other people who may be implemented. But I ain't wanting to back down. I might be 5 foot and a peanut, but you've seen a hand grenade, right? They're small, but they do a lot of damage.
I've got friends that are. I've got one of my best friends that I grew up in high school with, and. Yeah, she's when you're talking about dynamite in a small package. No,
we're like hand grenades. We're small, but we will absolutely fuck you up.
She's not a dynamite in a small package. She's the atomic bomb in a small package.
It's because we need to make up for the height. It's like my mum always said to me, she's like, you might be 5 foot and a peanut, but you've got a 6 foot shadow.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I have, and I've always. I mean, I was one of the. I said this to Bama not so long ago. It's quite funny. I was one of the biggest in like primary school. That's like we don't get middle school. We get like preschool, and then we get primary school, then high school, just straight through.
Yeah.
And I was the biggest for the first kind of 6 years. I was one of the taller ones, believe it or not, in my class. Then in the last year, everyone else seemed to. The second last year, everyone was like the same height as me. I was like, all right, okay. Then the following year, everyone was taller than me. I was like, okay, this sucks. And then I got to high school and everyone was taller than me. I'm like, well, shit, I stopped growing. And I've been the same height since I was about 12. And I haven't grown. I was always known for being small. And as a result, people more of my taller friends used to pick me up and put me on top of like vending machines, knowing I couldn't get down. I'm like, you guys are dicks. Or like I used to get the head pats, or people rest their arm on me. I'm like, oh, get off.
Yeah.
So because of that, you need to back up. You need to make up for your height. I've got angry man syndrome, little angry man syndrome. I'm fiery. I'm a bit feisty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you can have your own back as much as you want, but if someone infiltrates that protective personal bubble, that slight mask that you hide behind, I'm not fake.
Yeah.
But there's a slight persona there that you need to keep. And
you bite
I think
people.
when that, yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, I bet you bite people. I only bite people who deserve it. I've known Susie since I was like a kid. I've known Susie. That's Sonic Mac. I've known her for a long, long time. Sorry, I'm saying her. My bad. For a long, long, long time. And yeah, that's another one where people would pick on him growing up, right? And I was the one that would be when they started hanging about with me, it was like, nah, don't fuck with her, she knows pee. Don't do that. And it's not that I went around bullying people, but I just wasn't someone who got bullied. And I was a guardian angel.
You're a wee guardian angel.
I was referred to, I found this out, God, about 7 years ago, long after I left high school, that someone was like that. We used to call you Robin Hood in high school. I was like, the fuck? Why was a Robin Hood? And they were like, because you used to beat up the bullies. I was like, all right. So like, steal from the rich, give to the poor. I didn't bully people, but if I seen a bullying someone, I would wail on the bully.
Yeah.
And if they're wailing on someone younger than them, then I wouldn't be picking someone your own size, because let's be fucking real, no one was my size. I was the smallest person in high school. But it's like, do you know what? Put your ass where your face is. You're picking on this kid who's just started the big scary school, and you're picking on them. So yeah, put your bag down and let's fucking dance. Let's fight. So
yeah,
I was fiery. I wasn't nasty or mean, but I've got my own back.
Hey, you know that like I said, like I said, I understand that, because like I said, my friend that I think she's about the same height, you know, and yeah, it's just like, you know, and I'm only 5'9", so I'm a little taller than she is, but not much taller. But you know, she had this one thing. I called her ball breaker, you know, because that was the first thing she went for on all guys. If guys messed with her, yeah.
I like her.
She was at the right height. That was the first thing she, you know, and she was so damn skinny and so quick that you had no way of getting away from her once she got you, you know.
See, I was brought up with the ladies don't start fights, they finish them.
Yeah.
And because I run around with a lot of boys when I was younger, my dad said to my mum, I need to teach her how to throw a punch. My mum's like, no, you don't. She's a girl. He's like, no, I do, because boys are going to punch her. So she needs to learn to punch back. And he always said to me, never, ever throw the first punch.
Yep.
But if someone hits you, you beat their ass.
Yep.
And I came running in, and I must have been I think I was about 5 or 6. And this kid had thrown a stick at my face and burst my top lip. And I came in crying, and my dad went like that. So what happened? I mean, he just threw a stick at me because I think I wouldn't let him play football with me and my friend or something. And my dad's like, and did you hit him? I was like, no. My dad's like, well, all right, get back out there and go and hit him. Go and find him and hit him. And my mum's like, you can't do this. I'm like, you're giving me permission? My dad's like, find him, go and punch him in the face. And I was like, huh? And he's like, no, I want you to punch him in the fucking face. Go and find him and hit him. And I was like, all right. And I walked back along, and this kid's like, what are you doing here? And I didn't say a word. I was still crying. I was like, poof. And I walloped him in the face and walked away. And my mum was like, I can't believe she just did that. I was like, I can't believe I just did that. My dad was like, I can't believe she just did that. And I was always taught, never, if you can avoid throwing your hands, don't throw them. Words can resolve most things. You can speak your way out of a difficult situation.
Oh, yeah.
And words can calm it down. If you've got to the stage you're getting physical, you've lost control.
Yeah.
In my opinion. If you're actually using your fist, you've lost control. But yeah, if someone's going to throw their fists at me, then lace up them boots. We go and dance. But no, I'd rather not. Those days are long behind me.
Yeah.
I fear when my son, if he ever gets bullied, and the bullies don't stop, I'ma go find the mama and make sure every time her kid hits my kid, I'ma hit their mama. Yeah, that's the way it's going.
Because that's where it starts as the parents. So they need to be the one to control it.
God forbid my son ever comes in and I find out he's the bully. God forbid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening. Not with you.
No.
I mean,
no, he'll be getting told. Bullying isn't just being the direct bully, in my opinion. Even just sitting by and watching someone being bullied, you're just as bad. Yeah. So he'll be getting taught, like, even if you're not bullying, but your friends are, I want you to walk away from that group of friends.
Yep.
And don't witness it. Because if you sit there and watch them hit someone and you don't stop it or don't want to stop it, walk away.
Yep.
It's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, that's what I tell my stepdaughter too when she comes, because we have to put a stop to her sometimes, because with the way her living arrangements is at her dad's and stuff like that, we have to kind of correct her sometimes because he just doesn't care.
Really?
So yeah, it's just like her best friend that they've known for the last 7 years. She does the same thing every once in a while because she hangs around a different kind of crowd when she's over there. So when she comes over here, things are different here, and
yeah.
So we have to tell her sometimes, like, man, that was just way out of line. That was way too rude. You know, you can't do that.
Yeah. You might get away with that there, but you're not getting away with that here.
Yeah.
It's like rules. Rules are rules within reason.
Yeah. And it's not every time. It's just like once in a blue moon that happens, you know. It's just like, you know, and she's like, you know, she'll step back and look and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know. But
yeah, but, they need to learn with it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a repercussion thing for me. And I look at life that's the way I make judgments on things in life. When I was parented by my mum, she was like, if you do this, I'm going to do this. You better not do this. It never worked. I just did it anyway.
Yeah.
And it made me want to do it more. She's like that. If I catch you smoking, then I'm going to ground you. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go and smoke a full packet then if I'm going to get grounded anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, with my son, certainly say to him, I'm not going to say, don't do this, don't do that. I'm going to go, you can do it. But if you do, this is what will happen. So I'm going to give him the freedom to choose. I'm not going to say you cannot do it. Go and do it if you want.
Oh yeah, because that's just like teasing a snake or something like that. It's like, oh, don't go do it, go do it. They're going to go do it. So
I'm going to go and do it. So it's like, no, don't do it. If you do it, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to beat your ass. Yeah. If you don't do it, then we're cool. We're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this now. That kid has me wrapped around his finger. I'm definitely the bad cop though. Like, his dad lets him away with loads of stuff. I'll come in and I'm like, or I'll say like, okay, why has he had so much chocolate today? He's like, oh, he wanted some. And I'm like, no, you're getting like one piece. I ration him, and I'm definitely, I've like heard like when his dad was out with him a while ago, and his dad brought him home, and I could hear him in the hallway going like that. I'll tell mum, and he's like, no, don't tell mum. He's like, I'll tell mum. And it was almost like siblings. My kid's like, no, don't tell mum. Don't. Mum's gonna come give me trouble.
Yeah.
I've just noticed someone said they've been made wait an hour to be able to write and chat.
What?
Yeah, it says triple treat.
Made me wait an hour to be able to write and chat. Why? Oh, I probably haven't got none of the settings set up. Like I said, it's a brand new channel. What's up, Trey?
There's probably loads of people trying to chat to you right now and they can't.
It should. That could be Trey too. He just probably maybe having a hard time figuring out.
Yeah, Bama and that were in quite quick.
Is your email verified? Because if your email wasn't verified, it probably wasn't. You know, Trey. No, he's a buddy of mine too. So.
Wait, is he tried to talk directly? Is he talking on the Twitch?
Oh
or
yeah,
it needs to be Twitch. Oh no, I can see it's Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is the only one that you're talking into. Right, you can only see. Which one was you talking into? Because if it's the other two chats, I'm just monitoring who comes in there, and if there ain't nobody in there, I'm not monitoring the chat. So.
Well, at least he's here now.
Oh, I made him wait an hour. I have no clue.
Bizarre.
But you're here now. It's important. You can stick around. Dark is coming up next. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna take a break real quick, and then,
It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate you doing this. And
No, it's been wicked. I'm honored. It's been a pleasure.
and no, all honor's all mine. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Weepea. Like I said, her Twitch is right there. If you guys have not seen her, Fridays is the dabbing unicorn. That's why I was hopefully I was trying to get people's attention when I sit there and go, you might see a unicorn.
Oh man, can you imagine that? I showed up here in a unicorn costume. Like, hey y'all. Hi.
But no, but go check her stream out and her TikTok. I believe her TikTok is under people, right? Or it's the dabbing unicorn.
It's Weepea, but the E and P is a 3.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I like to be overcomplicated with things.
Oh, okay.
It's all on the Twitch. If you go on Twitch,
Yeah.
you'll find all the links on there.
Yeah, if you go to her Twitch, follow her. It doesn't matter if you liked her here or not. I'm just telling you, go follow her anyways. But no, you will not have a dull moment in her chat. That is for sure. In her stream. That's why I'm glad she got to be one of the first ones doing the Women Creator episode, because
Me too, the first women.
yeah, and
Awesome.
and hopefully we have more next Friday night. We have Kamikaze Zombie.
Yeah, I've seen that.
She is she's the same thing. She's a mother.
I had a look at her. I noticed her liking one of the posts she put up today on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I had a nosy at everyone that's on it, and she seems good fun. I was watching some of her past broadcasts. She seems nice.
I do have their links on in the website. So if you want to click on the website, I got their kind of like a little short bio what they sent me in the website.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get this working right. That's another reason why I had to change everything around, is because my keyboards were all messed up. If you go to that right there, the Doghouse Live, that's the official website for the Doghouse. All these episodes will be posted on there, as well as soon as I get done with this one here, probably by midweek, the new one. This episode will be up on Spotify and anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And it will also be on YouTube. Highlighted version will be on. Well, this one here I shouldn't have to clip down. Most of them I have to clip down. This one here, probably the full video will be on YouTube. Probably sometime before the end of the week, as soon as I get time to edit it and to put it together. But yeah, I appreciate you. I thank you very much. And like I said, I love your content. I love your energy. And like I told you earlier, I can just expect you're just gonna as soon as you hit that momentum, you're just gonna explode.
Hopefully.
And
if I don't. It's been a fun ride. That's the way I see it, right? If I don't make it big, I've had fun doing it. It's been a hell of a ride, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying every minute of it, which is great. It's a pleasure for me to do what I do, because I get enjoyment out of it, and I get to meet wicked people and do what I love. So
yeah,
it's good, and I've got to meet you as a result.
Yeah.
One of many people I've got to meet, and I'm privileged. I'm blessed. That I've done that, and I've managed to do that. So yeah, no, I'm blessed. But it's been an honor. I've had fun.
Well,
fun.
One of these nights we'll have to get together, like on a sometime where you don't have anything much to do for the next day or whatever. We'll get together with a bunch of other people, and we'll just, because I can have up to 9 guests on here. So
I'd love that.
So we can have one hell of a bar party on here.
Get some beers, man. Get some beers. I'll get a couple of ciders and stuff, and we'll just kick it. I'm down for that.
Yeah. Weekends
generally are good for me. And I'm fine to kind of stay up late. To be fair, on the weekends it's not too bad, because as a mum, I'll just get up and zombie it for the first while until my boy goes away with his dad. His dad takes him over to visit family and stuff on Saturdays. So yeah, no, I'm down for that. So long as I'm given a bit of notice, I'll be there.
Okay.
Get drunk and hang out.
Yeah, because we might, like I said, that now that I can do this, I can get enough people together on this here. We get together with a bunch of people, and we can turn Friday nights or Saturday nights into a bar night and just kick back and with drinks and just.
For that sounds like fun.
We'll come up with some topics, and we'll just trash the topics.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I don't want serious. I don't like seriousness, but I mean, I like talking sometimes serious, but I mean, when it comes to like chilling out and doing like the Friday or Saturday night thing, just find a topic and just go wild with it.
That's what it's all about. You don't go, I'm going to get a couple of beers with the boy and discuss politics. You're like, oh, no. I'm going to go and have a laugh and just whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
You can land on. You can start talking about family and stuff before you know it. You're discussing penguins and random stuff.
Exactly.
They're the best conversations when you're like sat in a wardrobe, steaming drunk with one of your friends, talking about like the most random shit in the world.
Yep.
In the cupboard with my weird best friend. Anyway, no, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm glad and privileged to be the first woman on here doing the content creator side of it and stuff. So yeah, and I can't wait to see what else you put out. I will be lurking and watching and
Awesome.
creepily listening to your podcasts.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
This is Weepea. Make sure you go give her a follow. Make sure you give her and stick around in her chat because
you'll laugh with us or laugh at us.
She's an awesome community. She has an awesome community. She's an awesome content creator, and I'm glad to call her as a friend. So.
Oh, you're making me blush now. Just as well, my camera's pink and you can't see it.
All right, girl. Well.
All right, you take care, my boy, and I'll catch you soon.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.